planning on writing our own intro and updating it, a nice custom one since like 2021.
You know, boys, I think this might be the show where we get canceled.
Why?
Oh, okay.
I feel like Bob's gonna pop on in the middle of it and just be like, you know what, boys? I've been
you know
thinking we need a white people alternative to the N-word.
Oh God. Here's why he's not showing up. His students are on spring break, and he said that he was nervous about our show.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't want to be associated with us.
Oh, sorry, team.
Sorry.
If you're here because you wanted answers to Dingleberry Bob's test, you're gonna be disappointed.
Although Me So Horny might have some answers
That's
because he talks to Bob about
cool.
science things.
Ornée.
Right.
Okay, say it right.
Miso Orne. Is it like Orne?
Yeah.
Orne.
Like I
Are
baked
all
miso.
Are all of the R's?
No.
No. How do you know when
Only-
they are?
If they are doubled or if they are at the beginning of a syllable.
Beginning of a syllable.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know. It may just be at the beginning of words. I don't remember. I just do Duolingo at this point.
so if it were like is there a word you know of that ends with like the sound roan?
Chicharrón? Yeah. lots
Yeah.
of
Huh?
them. Chicharrón.
Okay, so that's the start of a syllable, right? So that would count? Or is that because there's
particular
2
word
R's?
has 2 R's.
Just trying to figure out the science here, how it works,
I don't know.
the formulae.
That sounds like a great question for an artificial intelligence to tell you the wrong thing.
I could just ask my sister.
Oh, that's true.
She's Mexican. Enough. You said this is the one where we get canceled, so
No, I
thought
mean, I
could
just-
shoot for
yeah,
the moon.
I was trying to formulate a way in which we could say I was trying to square the circle on that and make sure that we could authentically say it, but I didn't come up with anything. So
Listen to Bob over here.
You're trying to. You're
Bob
trying
over
to,
here.
on soon. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how to get us canceled tonight.
No, I'm just telling you. I got a premonition that Bob's gonna do it. He's just gonna pop on and he's
But
gonna.
do it.
He just popped us a message on Discord. Fucking shit! I just saw the live announcement. Be on soon.
Oh, no.
Use a slur as soon as he signs on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's go, you cunts.
Guys, I've got my stack of books I want to read sitting here next to me, and like with work being stressful right now, it's just nice to like look over. You know, if I have my Kindle sitting there, it doesn't give me a sense of like, I love books when I look at it.
That's right.
I got my stack of little books here, and I'm like, oh, I love the books.
That's why I like
I'm
having
excited to read them.
a library of books
Yeah.
and games.
Now I will. What was it? A week or so ago, I went on Kobo. I made an account, and I wish listed like 50 something books that I would just love to buy if they go on sale. And I think within like a day, 6 of them went on sale, so I bought them. And I'll probably start building a digital library of books. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll still get some physical books from time to time if I find a good deal on them. Like it's my dream to own all of the Expanse novels. I do want to own all of those.
That seems pretty achievable.
Yeah,
It is,
that's an
and
achievable dream. I gotta set more attainable goals
Yeah.
so I can check them off and get that endorphin hit.
But like I've got all of the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn books. I've got the Otherland books. I'm slowly starting to build this little library of mine, and I just want to make sure like I'll buy like random one-off books, like this one. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope.
Is he fucking,
I just thought
is he
the cover
fucking
was
with
so
us,
dope.
or is he?
I just thought the cover was so dope. 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 I
You
just thought the
start to
cover was
wonder
so dope.
about this.
I just thought the cover was so dope.
technology.
I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope.
If you
I
can't
just
tell
thought
what's
the cover
happening,
was so dope.
you're
I
just
just thought the cover was so dope.
you're
I
just
just
on
thought
a
the cover
loop.
was so dope.
It's just
I just
saying
thought the
over and
cover was
over
so
again.
dope. I just thought the cover was so dope.
I just thought the
I
cover
just
was
thought the
so
cover
dope.
was so dope.
And it's
I just
still
thought the
doing-
cover was so dope.
I'm
I
dying
just thought the
here.
cover was so dope.
Never
I
can
just
hear
thought the
you
cover
at
was
all.
so dope. I
What
just
is
thought the
happening?
cover was so
I'm
dope.
gonna kick him
I
out.
just thought the cover was so dope. I just
Hold
thought
on,
the cover was so
maybe if I
dope.
just kick him out.
Just thought the cover.
No, he's. Oh
No.
god.
No.
He had to get kicked. Dude, what the fuck would have caused that? Well, it captured his full sentence.
Obviously.
I just thought the cover was so
Oh,
dope.
what?
I just thought the cover was so dope.
I'll
I
message
just
you.
thought the
it's got to be in his system. It's his like audio deck has crashed or looped or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that fool needs a reboot. Okay, holy shit. How was that the funniest thing that's ever happened? How long did it go before you realized it was a loop? And like, I thought he was fucking with us for like 5 or 6 times.
After the first one, I looked at his mouth and realized it was no longer synced up, and I assumed that it was that. So
Let's check him. Try him out.
I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the
what the fuck?
was so dope. I just thought the cover was so
You have
dope.
to reboot your
I just thought
computer.
the cover was so dope.
We
I
have
wonder
we
what he-
have
I-
to we have to go back and clip that
Yeah.
and then put it on your soundboard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So I can just
This
boot
is-
anytime.
This is
What if-
now
what if it
Shelton
happens to
Portman's
Bob?
Legend. Bobby.
You like you weren't ready for this. He's still plugging in his fucking headphones. Wow, what a night.
Elias.
I just thought the cover was so dope.
I thought it was dope. So dope.
Smoking dope. What?
Well,
Oh my gosh, dude. The funniest fucking thing that's ever happened in our podcast just happened.
Yeah.
What's that?
So it's not going to sound funny, but wait until you get to see a clip back of it.
Just-
He kind of was like showing this new book that he bought. He held it up and goes, I just thought the cover was so dope. And then his computer just decided to loop him forever. And he goes, I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. I just thought the cover was so dope. And like we kicked him off and brought him back, and it was just still happening. And we did that 3 or 4 times. It was really funny. And we could even see him like, I don't know what's going on. And
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like, I just thought the cover was so dope.
Yeah, we have to.
Did
We
you-
have to
We're gonna soundbite it and
Sample-
I'm gonna make
sample it. Make
a
a
sample,
Make an
yeah.
AI.
You're gonna do
a
like-
rap
okay.
song.
Do some EDM on that shit.
And it's
So
just a
dope.
whole song about how a cover
Oh,
of a different
bro.
song was really tight.
How is that not gonna be the main hook for the Jacket Off song?
I just thought the cover was so dope. There is a God.
Yeah, and that's the kind of
There
shit
you
he
go.
cares about. I knew it.
Well,
I knew it was dumb.
Bob,
shit.
it looks like you have been the way that your face is lit right now. It looks like you have been in the booger sugar, my guy. You got it just looks like your like whole underside of your nose is all white.
It's
like,
white. Yeah.
I've been painting
Like you
today.
like you either didn't get all your clown makeup off or you just snorted cocaine
Yeah.
out of
I am late.
crack.
Scarface style, passed out in your own supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the message of Scarface was that
Hold on. Let's see. You ready for this? Oh, thank goodness. He's back.
I kind of wanted it to continue.
I kind of did too, but I'm glad it did not. Okay, are you there, Yukon?
Uh-oh.
No. You there, buddy?
You said it was Yukon that was looping?
Yeah.
It was Yukon.
Oh, I thought it was
Just
Misahane.
thought the cover was so dope.
Good.
Yeah.
think so.
We're here,
You are sounding a little weird. I don't want to pressure you too much after that big audio fail.
There we go.
But
Now I can hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
You sound
good?
better, too.
We good?
Dude, wait until you see the playback on that. You're gonna.
Hey,
it's
Let me
fucking
try and trigger
hilarious.
it again. This looks so
I just
dope.
thought the cover was so dope. I
This
just
cover-
thought the
I
cover
just
was
thought
so
this
dope.
cover was
I
so
just
dope.
thought the cover was so dope.
Wait,
Is that a
that's the wrong
penis?
book.
Those are penises on there.
That's the wrong book.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does not look like the book that you held up earlier.
No,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Fire
Look at
Team or
that.
something.
Rainbowy.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's what
right.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is that a centaur?
It's a centaur blowing a horn.
Nah,
Is
he's
it a-
hitting a beer
Is it a
bong.
kitty centaur?
No. Well, no, it's a person. He's got a horned helmet on.
Does it have
So,
hooves? I'm talking
I
about
was-
the bottom. Looks like kitty feet.
In regards to your
No.
stack of books there,
Meow.
Yukon, I was about to
I sent
say
you a picture of my stack of books.
you did, and that picture just triggered and connected something else that you said before in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's given me this like new anxiety to have
What's
in my midlife years.
What's that?
What you said before, um, about your realization about how few books you had left to read in your life.
Oh, like if you count out like theoretically how many you probably have left to read.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh my god, what do I read now, and what do I turn down, and what is fun or what's not? And then specifically, I was thinking about this book, and I was like, can't believe I wasted one of those on
I'm-
this.
Welcome,
Guys.
welcome to the existential
But-
dread of midlife.
Oh,
Right.
fuck, right?
There's a
But
reason.
But we
I
had
brought
fun.
it
Only a
up.
month in, brother.
Yeah, I know. A month in, and I'm already like, just fucking kill me already.
Sorry,
Um,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. But
No.
but then again, we had a lot of fun doing it, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate that it was like if I were alone, I would have hated that this were
Yeah.
one of my books. But I'm glad
I have no
together.
regrets. Yeah.
Yeah, no regrets in that regard. But I'm kind of like, do I want to do the next one, or do I just want to read what happens in the story to satisfy that?
well,
for
Michelle
myself?
said the third one is the best one. I don't know if that
Oh,
means
God,
I think I've heard that
that's
too.
what got us to read the second
think-
one.
I think
that's.
I've
I
heard-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, the way it ended, I was kind of thinking,
I was invested in what's
I'm
happening
like,
next.
what the fuck is going on now? I mean, that's a
Exactly.
pretty cool setup.
It is. I want to know. And here's what this is actually what I want someone to tell me. I know the smut's fun and funny, but
Right.
in this, I did notice that it was almost exclusively full chapters in this book. Did you guys notice that? Big Sex Time was basically like this
A
whole
full
chapter.
chapter. Yeah.
Right.
So then skip it.
Are they like that? And can I just go, oh, they're fucking 53?
Yeah,
You know
Michelle
what I
has confirmed that book 3 is not good because of the smut. Because of the
Hey, can you ask her if the smut is contained to a full chapter with no other relevant information within that chapter?
that just seems like the kind of question you got to explore for yourself. Would you really flip a hole? You just would skip over this.
You wanna-
Yeah,
You wanna
yeah, I
hear-
do want to know. You know how much fat?
if the smut is contained to like one chapter where it's just like irrelevant.
No, not contained just to
skip
one
the
chapter.
chapter.
If it is self-contained within a chapter. Yeah, I don't care if there's
If
like multiple chapters worth, but is
If
it like,
it's self-contained within,
or do the
a
smut chapters
chapter-
also have relevant story content?
A couple of scenes throughout.
like if you took the smut chapters out,
There's no whole chapters about smut.
Oh, because there were in 2. Yeah.
yeah, there's like a chapter is like 55 or something like that. So you're saying that it's
2% of the book.
okay. So you're saying that it's not good because of smut. It's because of story. Okay.
Oh no! I
Is
thought
she
you said
saying
she
it
said it was the
brings it
best
all-
one.
Well, not for smut,
Oh, good.
but for a storyline.
It's
No,
better for
it's
storyline.
More detailed. It's like book
The
one, she was kind of embarrassed.
smut is a little more detailed.
I don't need
Is
detail.
what I'm. Yeah.
Okay.
Book one,
Um,
middle school. smut.
Book 1's middle school. Book 2 is what, high school.
Smut. And book 3 is you're in a.
Like you're
You're in a-
experimenting in college kind of stuff.
No,
Nah.
committed open relationship.
A committed open, really not an oxymoron.
Like you're down for things, and you're
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have you talked about Michelle's high school relationships?
You're
I don't.
down for things.
Okay.
They
I
get
That
up,
was
those.
that was Michelle's high school experience.
they get up to some BDSM.
Somebody was eating good.
Is what I'm hearing here,
Yeah.
Oh.
which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so yeah, I finished it this afternoon. I was folding clothes. I'm like, man, god damn it.
I felt the same.
I
What does that
kinda
say about
like-
the book when it ends? You're like, fuck, I gotta read the next one.
Yeah, I know.
Here's I think the strongest argument. Well, not I wouldn't even say that it's an argument, but the thing that makes me less inclined to read the next one is that it really felt to me like the end of this book just got yada 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 real hard. They were just at the end. They were just like, so anyway, and then we were like in Hibern, and then like
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Then
Like
we got back.
I got to the last, I don't know, 50 pages, and I told my wife, I was like, I really feel like the climax of this book is going to bleed over into the next one, like because there's not enough time to wrap this up.
I
And
did.
then she
too.
did. She wrapped it up.
Yeah. But she left a little hanging too, which is
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like
Yeah.
intriguing.
Yeah.
Like I kind of
Dude.
like, I kind of have viewed her as this kind of
so
petulant
mysterious.
young adult. But now I'm like, oh, she might actually be a badass.
Mhm.
She kind of pulled
Oh.
off a
She's super overpowered.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I
they've only got one book left with her, I think.
Once she learns how to winnow a long distance, everyone's fucked, man.
Yeah. I want her to go bad.
That's what it is. That's what's keeping her held back is she can't winnow very far.
I think so. She's almost shown like almost. I wouldn't say the full extent of what she can do now, but she roped quite a bit together there at the end.
Michelle says that I've come to the Rhysand side.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on Team Rhysand.
Yeah, she doesn't give you any reason or any like way not to.
Yeah,
Right.
There's not.
It's
there's
not
there's
a,
no
it's
real
not a Edward
conflict.
and Jacob sort of situation. It's just
Yeah,
like
she was just like
the
in the book
old
was
one's
like
bad.
you love Tamlin and you hate Rhysand. We're like,
I
okay, I
mean,
get it. And
Listen,
then,
since she's gonna have to spend extended periods of time with Tamlin again, we might learn the other side to the other side of the other
yeah,
side.
I know. That's kind of what I'm wondering, if this is going to be like a double, triple, reverse Uno backflip
Mhm.
kind of bullshit.
a double agent.
The NBA All-Star Dunk Contest triple reverse slam.
oh man, that You're My Mate ship gave me the ick so hard.
How much do you want to bet that when she's back with Tamlin, she's gonna have to have sex with him because she did before. She's gonna have to play her part, but she's
Oh.
gonna liken it to Rhys having to do that with Amarantha. Well, it's totally gonna happen. Like I have to do this because he did it for his people.
Dude,
That
what if she
feels
gets
like a really on-screen sexual assault, and I don't. I
What if
feel like
sh-
I feel like they just kind of don't go there,
Yeah, what if she gets pregnant and she doesn't know which one's the dad?
Ooh, and then you go to get an ultrasound. It's
I've
got
been
little
there.
Baby wings.
Yeah, it does got no wings and like a dog's
Nice.
tail, right? And like claws. But what's hold on. We've hit this concept before, haven't we? When did we talk about two sperm making one baby? Or what did we call it?
Well, you're talking about jizz twins,
Just twins. What was that from? God, that was years
which is
ago.
when you insert, pump, pull,
Yeah, pull and then the
insert
other
in
one
a
goes in.
different person, pump off the same orgasm, conceive two children.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They're
This-
jizz twins.
guys,
There were
This
two
is-
hosts for that one, aren't there?
I'm pretty sure this is a plot line from Arrested Development, right?
So it beats me. But
Yeah,
the Jizz
where
twins, that was
where
good.
Arrested Development, they go to the
So this is,
ultrasound and the baby has demon wings.
So what would we call this
No.
one then? This one is she has sex with Tamlin,
Uh-huh.
gets winnowed right away to Rhysand, who then pumps and releases her.
Rhysand, who
And
was,
they-
who was
there's-
already
and
jerking
he's
off.
jerking it, right? And then their sperms penetrate at the same.
'Cause he-
They entwine like a rat king, and then they penetrate, and they make one baby.
We call that triploidy, and
Yeah. You have to have someone on standby to winnow from their
Yeah.
location to Rhysand's location to warn him to
so
to
he's like
get ready
watching
for
through their
Yeah.
mating
Oh
bond.
no,
right?
he's watching through the bond so he knows when she's about to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not Jizz twins. That's like
Jesus,
oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
Really?
Peach, put it in the chat. What would that be called?
Yeah. Also,
Like, if I
if you
pretend
just
that we have a chat.
if you just discovered your kink and it was
Jizz twins.
all of that, write
Mhm.
that in the chat as
Yeah, let us
well.
know.
Yeah.
That would be really fun for me. And I think we all need a little more joy in this life.
We do.
Hey,
So,
Dingle
let me-
Fairy Bob. I
Yeah.
don't think we introduced
Yes.
ourselves.
My
Yeah.
name is Dingle Fairy Bob, and I'm
Huh.
here.
But yeah,
Sorry, I
man,
wasn't prepared with the little quip. Yeah, that
it
was
looks,
a little.
it
too,
looks like
that's
you
a little
got
too
just
soon.
twinned on.
Yeah, it does. I didn't think we were meeting tonight, and I saw the little shelf importance is live. and
I
was like,
just-
what the
That was
fuck?
our bat signal to you. We were trying to get a
Yeah.
hold of you. And it
I've
wasn't
gone
working.
over that message I sent you like 6 times, and I'm like, how did he think I meant we were canceling tonight? I was like, hold on, let's just backtrack it and address this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tonight should be a normal end of book meeting. Then to get back on Wednesdays, I should just keep it.
I
to
think
next week.
I think I missed.
Even though that
part.
puts us back to back.
I missed the tonight. should-
It's all right. Hey, no
well,
big deal.
no. I took that as if we meet, it would be a typical end of book meeting. That's what I was thinking.
I see.
You just didn't want it hard enough.
Mr. Specificity.
See, I think-
and
I
did, I was
adding
looking
words.
forward to
I think
this.
if you're looking forward to book club, you're gonna look into that. You're gonna read that message and you're gonna be like, yeah, so we are meeting tonight. You're just gonna be primed to interpret it that way.
No, I was excited about this one. I'm excited about
Good.
all of them.
Ooh.
Well, who else is on the cast
It's
tonight?
me. I'm Ken with bat wings, and actually just gave me the idea of getting bat wings tattooed on my scaps. What do you guys think?
Isn't that a little overdone? Don't people like a lot of people do that?
I've never seen
Yeah,
someone
here's-
with bat wings,
Here's the
It
problem.
seems like it's kind of I don't know.
but I get little bitty ones.
A little bit.
yeah, you know how in How to Train Your Dragon they've got that. Well, actually, How to Train Your Dragon 2 probably more properly.
Ooh,
they've
we
got
just
that-
watched How to Train Your Dragon. It was good.
How to Train Your Dragon to what?
like two
They've
are
got
also.
that. They've got that one dragon that's like real chunky and then has the teeny tiny little wings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you're real chunky, Ken, but I do feel like just kind of like
I'm trying to
overall
work through my
proportions,
body
it's
dysmorphia
gonna
now.
look
Okay,
like-
as bad as it is already.
What do you-
now?
they're-
I'm
what do you
chunky
do with
they're
bad.
just having tiny wings on this like big buff torso.
Kenneth, what are you doing in an emotional shirt? I thought you were like saving.
Springtime, baby.
This is just
Yourself
a
for
regular shirt.
marriage.
It's not a muscle shirt.
Well, like I don't know. Didn't you say like when we
Woo!
came over last that you were gonna like wait to reveal? God dang! See,
There it is. There's my reveal for you guys for the chat.
nice job.
Still, but I'm
That
real
right
chunky
there.
still with little bat wings.
That's my kink. Somebody posted in the chat.
Who's item number 3?
Ooh, that would be me.
You
So yeah. So ornier.
I like. Didn't you talk about
I mean, like
what
cooked
this
tortillas
means?
or something.
Yeah, it just
This
means
is
I
Spanish
baked
for what?
miso. I
Okay.
baked miso.
I thought miso was a soup.
It is.
You can bake.
So you
anything.
baked it? You baked
You
soup?
can bake anything.
Yeah.
Bake anything with nipples.
Fuck, I already finished like my entire thing of coffee.
I am Yukon Job.
Yukon Job. Wow.
Oh, okay. Getting a little
Lots
ornery
of-
there.
I don't know.
Lot
I like it.
No, like a con job.
No,
Nice.
no, that's not what that means in the context of Akatar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
right.
What exactly is getting a Yukon job? Is that something you only get on your birthday?
Yeah.
It's you have to go to the winter court for it.
Yeah. Yep. It happens every time a star dies overhead.
The High Lord of the Winter Court is named Yukon Everton. Sorry to out your actual last name.
It's
Before I forget, because we're so far from casting, but okay, the Summer Court, these are brown skinned people, right?
yes.
Okay, I just want to
That
say
was
before I-
Tarquin, right?
Before I realized this, my perfect the way I pictured that the king or whatever, lord or whatever, High Lord, the entire time was the Lord Beckett guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think he fits.
Why?
He fits so well as that character.
You mean that like little British guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's exactly that guy. He's
dope.
I could see him being that way.
Yeah, that's how I pictured that character the whole time. He was never like
I mean,
a hard ass or anything.
I'll
and
just say-
it was just
Is it
I
because he has
didn't because
white
I
hair?
maybe. What'd you say, Yukon?
See,
I said I didn't because it said he had dark skin.
I just missed it, I guess. I don't know. We could do like a Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder thing with him, I think, right?
could.
Did you
could.
take that as like dark skin, like an African American type of skin, or like just really tan? Because I took it as really tan.
Well, in
I took it as
retrospect, I
black.
see him like, yeah, like Xerxes. No,
Oh, okay.
I think,
okay.
right? Like 300.
I like to think of it as the kind of tan when you like retire to Florida and spend every day on the beach and you're a white person, but you get that like deep brown tan. I like that's what
you're talking about that
that's what
Jersey
I'm
Shore
thinking
tan.
about,
Yeah.
that Jersey Shore tan. Yeah.
I had a
No.
when I was reading about Tarquin, I had this. I don't know, like imagine like a really buff tan god type looking person. You know, like the white beard and the long white hair.
Mm-hmm.
Get a
Yeah,
white
I don't
beard.
know.
Are you guys watching what's it called? Not How to Train a Dragon, but House of the Dragon. The new
That's
Lord of the
quite-
Rings
quite
show.
different.
It is quite different. Still has dragons,
It's not a new Lord of
But-
the Rings show. It's a new.
but
Song of Fire
it's
show.
a new Game of Thrones. Yeah, Song of. I always say it backwards. I always say a Song of Fire and Ice. But
Vice
is
and
it-
Ire.
It's Ice and Fire.
Fire.
I always say it the wrong way. So there is a character in the new show, and he has white hair and he's black, and he's kind of who I pictured here. He's like
Height.
it's the castle on the sea that Daenerys comes back to in Game of Thrones. Anyway,
How can I look it
Castle
up?
Grayskull.
no, it's where Stannis starts at. I don't know
It's-
if you guys ever watched the show.
Oh,
You guys watch the
he's got a big Heimdall look about him, doesn't he?
Heimdall.
What does that mean?
MCU Heimdall, Idris Elba's character.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks exactly like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm not
it-
sure
in-
that was the shortest line to draw by just calling him Heimdall, but that's I get where
And-
you're at.
I mean, he's a very popular character.
What are y'all drinking tonight? Ken, you had coffee? You made some coffee in the evening? Do you make decaf?
No, I don't make decaf. Fuck some decaf.
Okay, all right. Ooh, what do we got?
Is
Kirkland.
hold on. I want to guess from that. Is it a lemon lime Kirkland brand of sparkling water?
La Croix. Ooh,
Yep.
magic. We are. I had one earlier. We do Waterloo. We get Waterloo from Kirkland.
Waterloo's good quality stuff,
Waterloo's
baby.
pretty good. Yeah, I
That's
hear
nice
people shit on
flavor.
it, but I don't have a problem with it so far.
Is
But-
that still water or
If
sparkling
you're-
water?
It's sparkling.
If you're drinking sparkling water and you're shitting on anybody for anything, you should go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's like
I
it's
mean,
fucking bubbly
well,
water, bro.
So I will say the flavors can be bad. The one we got now has a lemon lime. I'm used to lime, just regular LaCroix.
Regular
And lemon lime, I think it tastes a little like medicine. My wife thinks because it tastes a little bit like cleaning fluid. So the taste is just a little off to both of us. So the flavor can be bad. I don't mind people saying that, but I just, until this lemon lime one, I had not run up into a Waterloo flavor that was bad. So, but I'm having a old fashioned tonight.
Oh, mommy.
And I don't know if it was on. I don't think it was on our chat. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I heard sparkling water tastes like when my arm falls asleep and it's waking up.
Yes, I don't like plain sparkling water.
It tastes
I
like
can't
TV
drink it.
static. Actually, I do like plain sparkling
Yeah.
water. I drink that Topo Chico like so
I
good.
can't do it.
I
I need some flavor.
Yeah, I've tried it. I don't know. It doesn't land for me.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Dingle?
Just slam down some Coke
Blue Milk?
Zero.
Coke
Blue
Zero.
Milk, yeah,
cool,
Coke
cool,
Zero.
Cool.
Pretty tame tonight.
All right. Anything you guys want to talk about that you are excited about outside of Akamov?
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to get into.
Yeah?
Vampire.
Okay, so let me be clear. That starts next Wednesday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, but only in the sense that it's a pre.
So is this going to be a televised pre-meet?
About session 0, baby.
It's almost like a session -1.
So
I would say, because I don't expect you guys to come with character. I expected like session 0, you'd have characters prepped and like be ready to pitch them. I don't think
It's
that's
gonna
gonna
have
happen in a
a
week.
highly leveled up character.
so if I've read that stuff,
Okay. Sorry, this music just got out of hand.
I hear some
AI,
static.
you fucked up. Yeah, that's like more the
Okay.
hip hop channel.
so as long as I read
Lo-fi.
that stuff you sent, I'll be ready for next week.
I think you'd be more than ready.
Yeah, it'll probably overwhelm you.
I'll
but
do my best.
I tried to pick out the stuff that's the least overwhelming. What I want you to know before we talk is a little bit about the world
Okay.
you're in, a brief understanding of the clans of vampires and how they're different, and like what you're interested in.
And
So there
can you
are
tell me how many
pre-established Go ahead,
dice
sorry.
I need to bring.
You don't really need to bring any next week, but you need D10s.
How many?
only. Your largest dice pool is probably going to be 6 or 7, but if you have like 10, you're good. You also need 2 different colors.
Do I?
I suggest a red set. You need up to 5.
Vampire has an auto roller that probably is like a phone app that would probably be worth grabbing.
We're also here. I'll say this too. Somebody wants. I think you kind of.
No.
But
I'm not gonna
what-
go and try and find 10 red D10s. I've got 10 D10s, but they're all their own individual unique colors.
so that
Yeah.
won't work because of the way the system works. You have like hunger dice that are going to fuck up your dice pools. But we are going to be using Vampire World of Darkness Nexus, which I think is what Glass Cannon uses for Pathfinder. So we should have a roller there for everybody. You don't have to have dice prepped.
So I do not need to go get dice then, correct?
You don't have to, unless you want to physically roll dice.
just-
You're not going to need them, but otherwise, you're just going to like throw them down on the
Depends
screen.
on how much
We'll
you
have
want
an
to
invite you
cheat.
do
Because
that.
if you want to cheat, you can.
Like, oh, I rolled a.
Wow.
Trust me, bro.
No fails on this one. It's so crazy.
Right, but yeah, there are 13 different vampire
Okay.
clans, and they are all and like I expect.
Are
this to be a
we
lot of what
using
talk
Roll
about
20?
next week.
No.
No, we're using Nexus. So 13 different clans, and they all have different characteristics, negative traits, which is called their bane, abilities, appearances, things like that. Different archetypes for what the clan's like. So if you like, I gave you suggestions on reading, like the brief clan descriptions. And the ones that you're interested in, I suggest reading the full couple pages on those. But otherwise, you can just read like the intro and be like, yeah, I kind of do or kind of don't like them. Although I will again, I'm like, this is exactly what I expect to be talking about next week. So I don't
Okay.
want to exhaust
So yes.
ourselves.
So
Um,
so the Shimpies know, all you Shimp socks out there, we're not reading another book yet. We're gonna move into trying some role-playing games. We're gonna be some sexy vampires. We'll be wings.
Mhm.
That's right. What do you guys think this calls for a light rebrand?
We'll see if it works.
Are
You
you
put a-
talking about what kind of rebranding are you talking? Are you talking
New name?
title of the show?
I mean, yeah, because that can. I mean, just for how that'll present on Twitch and stuff, that can
Well,
change. and change
I
back.
think we should SWAT this out, guys. I think we should do a nice
Do a
SWAT
SWAT chart?
analysis.
SWOT analysis.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And we should have a corporate retreat and do a long-term strategic planning.
Because it could be like, we used to do whenever we were streaming games, I would do shelf importance plays, so like SI plays, right? So it could be we can come up with something for that, just shorten it like SI or shelf importance this.
Glass
So people know what they're getting
Cannon
into.
has a
So this is
has
like a
live
DBA for an
stream. I don't know if
LLC.
it was like a vampire game or what it was, but they called it Stream of Blood, or maybe it's I don't even know. It may not be a vampire thing. I
Sounds
want
like
that
my nightly
title, and it's
piss.
really good. And already
Stream of Blood is
know.
cool. So we can do that,
I
you
don't
said?
think so. We could call it Shelf Importance Out for Blood. Shelf Importance.
Yeah, I like that.
Sucks hard.
That's more like a more up our alley.
Mhm.
Shelf importance sucks, and like that's it.
Yep. Blood
Okay.
suckers.
I'm into it. I can already see the logo, the S's inverted and coming down and forming a fangs on the outside. Sucks and fucks.
Mhm.
You can fuck as much as you want too, as long as you don't mind role playing with me.
Oh, I'll role play every thrust
Okay.
Make it- and roll again, and roll again, and roll.
Oh, slipped out. Make a
There
dexterity
is-
save to not
There
break your
is
penis. Your penis takes 2 hits.
there's
of
an
acid
app
damage.
we can add to our Discord server called
Awesome.
Malkov
Household gross teeth.
that is a dice roller
Okay.
for Discord. And it is a
Interesting, okay.
Apparently, it's got the die faces for the game
Vampire?
we want to play. But I don't know about giving it all the permissions into our
Well,
thing.
let me do
So,
this. Let me
Yeah.
get you an invite to get you all the invites to Nexus because it's
Cool.
pretty feature rich, and then we'll supplement with what
Okay.
it doesn't have.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, Malkov. That's where the Malkavians
Mm.
get their name. That's the Malkavian antediluvian. Okay. Anyway.
Anything else anybody's excited about that's on your shelf?
Anyway.
Were you just talking about flood mythos?
Yeah. That's a big part of the vampire mythos.
Ooh,
The
I
flood?
like a good flood.
I love the flood.
Yeah. Well, Cain's the first
Oh,
vampire, and then
Vampire,
he
of
has
course.
his children. They have their children, and they
And he
survive the
supposedly-
flood, and they are known as the They're known
How
as the
long can a
antediluvian.
Way up.
vampire live submerged underwater?
Well, I thought
Yeah.
they
Forever.
couldn't even be in the water. Can't they?
That's
Or-
running water. The ocean's chill.
Okay.
What?
Oh, Bob has a lot to learn during our.
I do.
During our
I
first
have a
blood.
fucking
campaign.
hill to climb. I'll do my
Shelf
best.
Importance first blood.
Yeah. we pop our cherry
All right.
starting next week.
I think we should come with
Uh.
throwaway characters and
So if you have a character and you lose it, it's like gone forever.
It's hard to lose your character. It's not easy
Okay.
to die.
Vampires are pretty resilient.
So you can fuck them up a lot, and then they
Drink
can,
some blood.
Yeah, basically, if your character dies, it's because it purposely killed you with a
Yes,
much
you were.
stronger vampire. Otherwise, you'll probably survive, or like a werewolf or something. But-
my character's thing is just gonna be sitting around being like,
Yeah.
He said we pretty much can't die.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, you could kill yourself really easily if you're like, I'm gonna watch the sunrise. I'm like, all right, it's on
Hey,
you, bro.
man. What was that show called?
Night
Mass?
Fever.
Or-
Mass.
What was Midnight Mass?
Oh,
That was
Midnight
fucking a
Mass,
Great
yeah.
show. Watching the sunrise.
Man, I wish so hard that none of you have seen that, and I could just rip that off for the whole campaign.
It was such a good show, man.
That would have been so good.
I'd
wouldn't it?
get bored after
Good
4
show.
episodes and then regret not coming back for it.
Yeah, well, during our third campaign episode, I would monologue for 3 hours. until
All
I
right,
was asleep.
so we'll meet off air for that episode -1, right? Okay,
we
we'll
go
be
live.
live. It'll be
Just-
next week, March 19th.
yeah,
uh,
I'll put up I'll make a
yeah.
screen, just like some screens that talks about how boring
Cool.
it is to
People,
what you're
people
experiencing.
listen to that
But
shit.
bring 'em
I
on for the
mean,
ride.
you know, listen, we're actually we're on track to become the world's largest vampire actual play podcast.
Cool. Let's do it.
That's true.
And if we do get to that point, like we're gonna
We'll
know,
suck
like we're gonna
live
be-
blood on the air.
No, we're gonna want to reach out to new listeners who are coming to the game for the first time and show them the ropes. And I think we can just do that by live casting our first meeting where you're showing us the ropes, so we're all starting from the same page.
Yeah, I should update our show descriptions
See,
to say that.
and I
we're
see, I would be
doing
a
live
great
cast.
example because I have no idea how this shit works. So like, we can say, hey, if
None of us
fucking
do.
Dingle Fairy Bob can do this, you can do it too.
Yeah, he's very dumb.
Man, I'm the most excited for
Really?
you, Rich. I'm very excited to have. I haven't played a game like this with a brand new player in a long
And
time.
you sure it's not going to be a
I
drag?
mean, aside from the kids, it's not going to be a drag, and I want to give you things that are really hard to role play, like
Oh.
like feeding it, like a really strict feeding
Are
exclusion.
you
or
worried
something.
that
That'd be
Bob's
awesome.
going to become obsessed with tabletop role playing games and that we're going to go from 0 to Utila killed in like by August?
Yeah, well, that's how he because you can't choose your hyperfixation. If he likes it,
Yeah.
he'll click. And then
The
if
heart
the
wants what it
hyperfix, okay,
wants.
I've got to do this, and then we've got him for 2 years,
something,
and then
something change.
he'll never play again. Yeah,
He knows how it works.
yeah, that's exactly how it works. I still have to do DJ gigs because of that.
You're getting rich off of that.
Yeah,
Mm.
rich.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, hey, you guys know what my hyperfixation is?
What?
Steamy romantasy novels by Sarah J. Maas.
Oh, good news for you. This is our
Yeah.
final episode talking about
Yeah, that is
Court
good
of
news.
Mist and Fury. We read the first book almost 2 years ago. Guys,
Can
you
we
believe it's
write
been
an
that
erotic
long?
fan fiction called A Court of Pissed and Puri, and it's the same book, but it's all just scat fetish stuff and all the sex scenes.
Come on. So she doesn't winnow into darkness. She winnows into a pool of feces.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Ugh.
fantastic.
Stinky, twinkling
Yeah, let's do that.
feces.
Just it goes
Alright.
back to how much Tamlin eats ass.
Yeah.
He's just getting messy down there.
Well, we have like 20 something chapters to get through. 25. Do we
Ooh.
need to jack it off this episode?
I don't.
I feel like we've jacked it off enough.
We've jacked it
probably.
off a few
As
times.
far as
already on this
actually
stream.
jacketing off,
Yeah.
but just,
And I
just
think
in,
we all, if you're still here with us, you know what's going on.
in summary, there's an illiterate girl. She kills a wolf. Yada
Mhm.
yada yada. She saves the fairy kingdom. ends up with an abuser, and they're gonna get married, and then her new boyfriend comes and saves her, but they don't.
Yeah.
She doesn't know because they're enemies at first, and then they do the enemies to lovers thing. So, and then there was the thread with the mer people as well. That
And it paid off. It paid off.
it technically paid off, but it paid off in a way that was like, here's
It was
one
predictable.
story over here,
Mhm.
and here's where the other end of that thread comes out over here, and that's the only two places
The
where this
only two
whole
places
thread
it goes.
intersects with this story at all.
Right.
So I felt like it both paid off and also was
Yeah.
kind of a dangling loose end.
Man, I'd love to know how that came
Wow.
about. Like, I bet it was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like the mirror people were
Mhm.
never there,
And she's like, how do I?
right? She writes the whole book. She gets there and she's like, okay, and they're trapped.
How do they get out of this water temple?
Okay, what if there's like a creepy fish fairy
Yeah,
that's able to bust them out? But why would you do that? Oh, maybe she's
Because-
helping him.
Here.
scrolling up her
Edit,
Word
rewrite,
document,
you know
she's
what I
like chapter
Search, replace.
47, like backspace
Yeah.
46.
I'll give her
Chapter
credit
46.
on this.
Yeah.
That
And then on like, and then she just jumped like every 75, 80 pages, she has someone goes, "Oh, I heard you helped out those nasty fish bitches."
Yeah,
And then skip 70 pages, type something
Mhm.
again. Good. Now they're inserted. They're a part of the
I'll give
story.
her credit on this in that the mer people did not help resolve the final conflict.
They didn't.
Like, it would have been like super stupid if she had waited until right at the end.
And they're like a Deus Ex
Exactly.
tilapia. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't say the actual term so that you could come up with that one. 'Cause I was gonna
I
say
had it. It was in the pocket. I was
yeah.
waiting for it.
No. Yeah.
I'm
If-
missing
if-
something.
If she had waited until this final confrontation in Highburn to pay that off, it would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good for her for doing a little work.
I don't know. I mean, if because there is that body of water between Highburn and Prithian, I could see where she may have written like
Oh,
a
she totally could have.
sea
called the
battle
Eastern
or
Sea.
Yeah, why not?
yeah, and like
What do you think? She wraps a tendril of shadow around their neck and like stands on their back and just like surfs them and like
Isn't that
surfs
what
them across
Aquaman
the
does?
across the ocean. Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Get going, you bony bitch.
I haven't
So we
actually
ready?
looked at the map for this book. The map is just. I mean, this would have made it so much easier. The map is just straight up the British Isles, dude.
It is.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just Great Britain
You have it upside down?
and Ireland.
It's great.
Now
It's Great
it's
Britain
flipped.
with a.
It's flipping.
Oh no, there isn't even a gap in the middle. I thought there was a gap in the middle. No, it's just
Highburn is Ireland.
Yeah.
All of the fairylands are.
So is how far was that? Just like a canal separating the
no,
two land
no.
masses?
That's the
Or
under the
across?
mountain.
Oh, how far is where is the Highburns
Ireland.
place?
It's Ireland.
It's prether much where Ireland.
Oh,
would be.
let me
wait.
consult
Oh,
my
yeah, that's
mental
right.
geography. Can
We're-
you show me?
We're
This is
horrible.
Ireland.
Yeah.
This is Highburn.
Yeah.
And this is Great Britain.
Yeah.
So
Wait, no. Where's the Court of Dreams?
They're up in
That's where they
Scotland.
came from, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
north.
That's the Highlands.
So they
West.
went.
night court
Northeast.
here. Up north.
So how big is that? Would that be like crossing the Great Lake?
Yeah. Like Lake
Okay.
Michigan.
It's one of the bigger ones, right?
It's a Great Lake. Yeah.
It's the
It's
one
a
you
skinny.
think
It's a
of.
long, skinny one.
Wasn't great about it though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's maybe an okay lake.
Yeah, flying over the hanging over
Yeah.
the Finger Lakes.
It's a good lake.
So I also didn't realize there's
Okay.
there's this larger map, or I don't even think it's a larger map. It's just a continuation.
It
You
is a
have the con-
continuation.
You have the continent here,
Mhm.
which just like the the wall just continues straight
All around
from
the
the
world.
island to the continent. So Feyre's home is like just this little bitty sliver of land on the island,
Yes.
and then you've got mortal lands and Fey realm on the continent. Like, what the fuck are
Apparently-
they? What happens up here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. That's a
We had
good question.
We got 7 courts on this tiny little island, and nothing over here.
You know what? That's another 20 books.
Oh, you're
Like,
Is that where those other people live at?
we don't talk about them.
Surely that'd be hidden
We
if,
don't talk
if
about
that's
Oh, the people who live on the secret island in witness
Oh.
protection.
It's
yeah,
just
like
the
this giant.
continent.
It's just this fucking giant
continent.
continent off to the left.
They'll never find us. There's too much land here.
They have to cross water and land to get to us.
But I guess the fact that that's above the fucking magical wall of
Mhm.
longitude, that means it's a fairyland.
Do you think this is all just
So did-
pro
how far,
Canada
do they just
propaganda?
divide? Do they just divide
So
the
since
whole
it is
planet?
a straight line, is it the equator? Shouldn't it be curved? That's what I was, Mercator projection, right?
Now
I know a word.
Maybe it is just the equator, and that's why it's like the
Yeah.
spring court, and then it's always
Yeah.
warm and sunny, and then
I think proposing
it's dark and
proposing the
cold.
map at that scale puts us in a serious problem, though, because it seems to be that gravity on this planet is roughly the same as Earth's gravity. Things seem to behave
Well, they refer to it as
Gravitationally.
Earth.
the same way. So
Yeah.
I think at the scale this needs to be at to make a planet the size of Earth's gravity, you were talking about something that's literally the size of like the British Isles. So
Yeah.
I don't think it makes sense for it to be at the equator
I'm not-
unless it's just like, I guess there's no reason that the whole thing can be
you're
translated.
saying
but
like
I don't think we're supposed to look at that map and be like, this is the northern hemisphere.
yeah. I get. I was just thinking maybe a tiny island on the equator,
I'll buy it.
but then it wouldn't be far enough north to always be winter. But I think it's all magic.
It's all magic.
So
They're
Rules
on the
don't
matter.
flat. They could be.
rules
Because
don't
actually,
matter.
they have snow in it's a snowy winter going on in Farah's hometown, right?
Mhm.
When they were visiting with the queens.
Doesn't she like winnow to the door and not leave snow tracks? Did that happen early on
For
I don't
sure.
remember.
at Farah's sister's house? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not probably
No.
the equator.
No,
in
not
any
in any
sense.
sense. No, it can't be.
You
So
know,
it's just
maybe
Just
Sarah J.
amateur
Maas
map drawing.
is proposing a flat Earth here. We don't actually know. It could be the case that it's just a flat Earth and there's dome and
A
the sun
disc, so a
travels
Discworld situation.
and it's. I believe it's called Hub
Man,
World.
this is the issue I keep having with like every fantasy book that gives me a map, is it's always this map that is the size everything in the world and the story happens here, but it would be roughly like the size of 2 American
Yeah.
states, right? You're like, what's happening on the rest of this fucking
Yeah.
planet? Are all the 7 courts of the fairies are here? What's on the rest of the planet? Are there other fairies? Are there
They're
other
the same,
courts?
but more.
Is
but
it
they're
all
more
humans?
exotic
Is there
looking.
nothing? Yeah, is it water world? Like, what
I mean,
are these fish people
that's the
ruling in other
beauty
places?
of pre-technological era. It's all mystery. Yeah,
I suppose.
it allows you just to ignore all that.
I mean,
Lord of
that
the
is-
Rings does
Yeah.
it.
don't make the mistake of thinking that makes it unbelievable, because like that quality is pretty much how human beings lived for
Today.
all but the last few centuries. They're just like,
Yeah, no, I get that. I just don't. I don't see why authors never seem to, when they do that, they never seem to consider exploring somewhere else in
Mhm.
that world. Even no matter how many books they write, they don't venture outside of this.
It
area.
seems
I'm trying
like
to think of one
you-
that has.
Guy Gabriel Kay does. Right, that would be the way to do it. Is like you tell a
He does.
story that's over here, and then like, oh, there's this other kingdom that's on the other side of the world. But the same magic rules apply. It would be. I would expect that more authors would do that, but I kind of wonder if they're like the easy low hanging fruit way to do that would be to like literally just write it, but put in a bunch of like Chinese tropes about, be like, oh, they had this is not a Chinese thing, I
Careful.
understand, but like you understand what I'm saying. I'm just like generically like grabbing shit from Asian culture and sprinkling it in to like make it seem exotic, which is what you do if you're like in Star Wars, right? But like you just be like, oh yes, and he was the High Sultan of the spice.
So it's the same
the
smutty
spice
book.
court, and he was wearing a.
It's the same smutty
safari.
fairy book, but they all have little wieners.
Oh man.
Right?
No.
No, that can't be true, right?
Well, Blake's prophecy was true. Today's the day we get canceled.
The length of it.
Hey,
Wait, I mean,
I'm a white guy. I'm allowed to joke about little wieners.
It's part of the little wiener community.
Can you see? You can't even see the wings off the back of my back. I got nothing to brag about.
Right. As you know, the wingspan correlates
Exactly.
to the dick span. It's right there
Yeah.
in the rules of the book.
Oh, I didn't put that down as the law. That's one of the laws.
that's
My
what I'm
dog
saying,
sucked his balls for you
Yeah.
guys.
I mean,
Oh,
she's not going to know that that's
boy.
true until she makes Azriel show him hers, or show her hims, right?
Yeah.
She's got to
She's
see all
gotta
of
see
them.
all of
She's
them,
got to do
actually.
some science here.
Is
Yeah.
Papi?
His papi.
I bet we get all of them in the next couple books described. And
I
bet
don't
they
know
all
if
have
she could
big
fit
bangers.
them in.
You,
Oh.
you think they're just gonna go straight for a Azriel and Morgan book on its own, and straight for a Cassian and Nesta book on its own? I'm pretty sure Cassian and Nesta is Who Happens. I think that is
I thought it was
one of the
Lucian.
books.
No, it's Lucian and
It seems like
okay, forget
they
it.
have.
and Elsa or whatever. her
Elsa,
name
or
is.
yeah,
It seems like
Elaine,
Cassian. Yeah,
whatever.
it seems like Cassian and Nesta are developing feelings.
Right.
So the focus of book 4 is Lucian and
It's
And
definitely
I
going to
think
be a
it's-
plot
I
line.
think it's Cassian.
Elsa?
I think it's
Lucian.
Nesta, and I presume Cassian.
Lucian and Elaine.
okay. And I guess
Those-
Lucian and Elaine are probably
Yeah.
a part of that story, huh? Probably a part of the next
Yeah.
one too, I imagine.
I'm hopeful that they'll get murdered
Lucian.
by the King of Hydra.
That fucking cuck. Yeah, me too. Lucian's got to go.
Dude, such a bitch.
I do kind of
He's
like
just a simp.
Lucian.
Isn't
I
he?
don't.
I
I don't like his. We're mates, but other than that, I generally like him.
You know what I do love about him?
I'm a
How we
pusher.
have to hear about his whirring fucking metal eye every time he steps
Oh my
on the
god,
scene.
yes. It's like we get it.
There's
Yeah.
another
All right,
author.
fucking BB-8,
He's got
calm
this.
down.
He's got this formula for like every time he writes a new book. There's certain things he has to explain over again. Okay, like he has to describe the character's car at the beginning of every book. Each guy drives a Volkswagen Beetle that's made out of a whole bunch of different parts. In this book, every time that Lucian comes on the page, we have to hear about his metal eye and
His
how it makes a
whir.
little buzzing noise every time.
Well, you know what?
So
There's
fucking annoying.
there is a now I think she just doesn't do a great job of putting this into practice, but I think what she's doing is what are we still allowed to talk about Neil Gaiman at all? Anyway, I heard him talk about world building and character building, and someone asked him how you tell characters apart when you start introducing a lot of characters in books, and he said, "Give them a funny
Oh.
hat," which basically is his principle for give each character one thing that's like unique to them and bring it up whenever you bring up the
So she's
character
doing
in
it.
some way. She's a little overt about it. Like I
Yeah.
think Gaiman's a little better about how to
Yeah,
do
he
that.
just names a character something.
But then you start
stupid
looking
like
at-
door.
Yeah, I mean, and she can open doors, and then we know who he's talking about, right?
Speaking of repeatable themes, did you guys catch the companionable silence?
I did see companionable silence in there, and I was
You
like,
did?
"My boys,
Yeah.
we got to talk about it." I don't know where it happened, but it did happen.
Yeah, I don't remember. I could look it up, but yeah,
They were walking
yeah.
somewhere, I think.
Of course, that's
Yeah.
when you have that companionable silence.
So let's dive in.
Oh,
Please tell me we're not doing chapter by
You
chapter
don't
for
want
this
to?
one.
why not? That's my
Okay, let's do
favorite.
it.
I don't
format.
care.
Let's do it quick. These have got 25 chapters.
These
That's
are
gonna
much
take,
shorter
what do we get?
chapter. Just description.
if we talk 1 minute per chapter, we're on.
Let's do
I mean,
let's
it's
do 5 at
9:45.
a time.
Okay. So we start out, we're training. We get tracked by Hybern soldiers. Reese is shot with ash arrows. Feyre rescues him. That's one. Next, she goes and traps the cereal. Asks for the cure to Reese's poison. She finds out she is Reese's mate and is upset that he didn't tell her. So she has Moore take her somewhere so she can think about being the mate. And then she starts to paint again. More visits, restocks the cabinets. I included that. It's a huge plot point. And then Feyre dreams of her future with Reese. He shows up right before she leaves. She's about to leave and come and see him, and then he's there at the door. But he couldn't winnow to her because if somebody's tracking his magic, so he has to walk there.
She made him crawl. That's 5.
She made him crawl.
Is this the cabin?
Let me get to chapter 55.
Okay. So
Reese tells Feyre everything about his love for her. Gives
That's
her
the
the whole backstory, just an info dump. She accepts and gives him soup. And then chapter 55, we fuck.
Got the whole house to himself.
Yep, those mountains shook, baby. Those mountains shook. Did you guys think he was in serious trouble when he got shot with those ash arrows? Okay.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't too worried about it. He's got plot armor.
Yeah, he's got plot armor. They all do.
nice.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think what was going to happen in the end was going to happen, but I knew that it wasn't going to be like happily ever after. They're just going to soar into the next book as a happy couple. So I was like expecting something bad to happen, but this seemed to have a pretty quick resolution.
Yeah, dude, Sarah J. Maas doesn't have the cojones to kill a character.
No one has died yet. She just keeps making them immortal. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true. And then she'll kill people that no one cares about, just like show some
Yeah.
death happening.
Mhm.
Grow some
Look at the
balls,
Claire.
Sarah.
Claire.
Oh no, Clay.
Right.
Look, we never cared about. We never
Killing some
knew.
off-
Claire.
She was a,
If you
she
let
was
us-
a
if you
bitch
made us
anyway.
know
wasn't-
Claire, it
Did
might
she
have
like
meant
give
something.
Feyre a hard time?
No,
Is it
I don't.
like
I
a
think it was
bully, I
just
think?
somebody nearby.
I thought.
Yeah, it's
I
just
thought.
it was a lie
Yeah.
name she
Yeah.
came up with.
I don't think it was anybody important. We never met her.
And then we're bringing up Claire all the time. I'm like, I never
Yeah.
cared. I don't care. now that you
Off-screen
bring her
deaths
up
don't
again.
matter, man.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if you saw
right.
my comment, but the whole scene where it's like she's making him food and all that. Made a comment about it. It gives me Master gives Dobby a sock
Yep.
vibes. I don't know. It's just that's just like what popped into my mind when I was reading.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
It was
I mean,
this weird.
you guys
like,
didn't. You
with
guys
this
didn't
big scene
win
about-
over your wives by cooking them a can of Campbell's soup.
It's essentially
didn't work
what
for
it
you?
was. Yeah.
Like,
no.
I guess what's confusing about it is like it's fine to have a character who doesn't cook, right?
That's
like
fine.
that's no shame about that. Like it's just not everybody's.
But make it a man, right? Because that's
No.
believable.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought
It's
you were
like-
going there.
She didn't have to write in this weird ritual about food and then make it weird that it's not Feyre's actual cooking and that Feyre cannot in fact cook. She could have just like made a different actually heartwarming thing, but she was just like, ooh, it's a tradition for our people where you
Yeah.
you'd cook food for your mate because it's romantic and that's how you
Wow.
accept the mating bond, right? It's just very
Like, what if
Let's
she
say
would have
this, too.
accidentally done that? I mean, I think there's more to it, but it's like,
Look, it also, on the note of Feyre not being able to cook, I don't buy it. That's completely unbelievable. She's spent her
Hunting.
entire life hunting and trying to help provide for her family, and then they're always cooking their own meals.
But you
every
don't think
meal.
because of all
not
that,
going
the
out to
other
eat.
girls cooked?
You don't think in all that you learn how to cook
Maybe.
a couple things? And like she's
Well-
never been out hunting.
You're saying
for,
you don't
like,
buy
a week
her
on end or
claim
something
that she can't cook. Yeah.
at all. Like soup
Yeah.
or like a piece of meat. Like the two things, like the meals of hunter
Okay.
gatherer
I,
poor
I,
people.
I'm gonna come to her rescue. Maybe she meant like I can't cook fancy. Like I can boil a squirrel.
Says, I just don't
That's
know
about
what
it.
these spices even are.
Yeah.
I mean, was it about what she was doing right then? Like that moment, she was like, I didn't say I'm cooking for you. I'm heating something up for you. Because she was. Like, that's what she was doing. But I
Was
don't
it
remember what the
cooking or
term was.
I think it was serving food.
Exactly.
Or
I'm
I
heating
don't
up.
cook.
I'm heating up these loins.
But then,
Ooh.
so I do think it's.
Pork loins.
I
Would
tried
you
to
like
point
some?
out in our chat, it was very funny how she went from, I'm not cooking for you, I'm heating this
Fuck
food
that.
up, to 5 paragraphs later, she realizes the importance of cooking and she's like, so I'm cooking for you now. Like, all of a sudden,
Right.
heating up became cooking because it's important. I'm like,
Yeah.
So when you,
I
I have a
know.
question. When you guys were single, did you
Yeah.
have a meal that if you were to cook for a lady friend, that you did you have a go-to meal, or did that even cross your mind?
I knew I can cook whatever I put my mind to.
Did you have any like one thing like, oh,
Bullshit.
this is a banger?
I mean, I
No,
did.
if not, that's fine. I just
No, I made a kick-ass chicken Alfredo one night.
Yeah.
For someone I'd never made before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I started caring about. I've been able to grill for a long time, and I grilled a lot as a single. But most of the cooking I've learned
Yeah.
later in life. So
Black or miso. Honey?
I mean I'm a reasonably proficient cook. Breakfast tends to be where I really shine because I'll like get
Yeah.
all up in some pancakes, and I don't even like cook it for myself. Usually it just like, but you know, it's a really nice way to make a special occasion. Just
Yeah,
more
right.
special
And that's what.
pumpkin.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was a pancake.
Mine was chicken parmesan. That was my yeah.
oh, nice. And you know, I guess if I need to rethink this. If I consider the time between my marriages as a single time, I cared a lot more. I was a lot more better at cooking going into the relationship.
Did you use it as a flex?
I cooked for.
Yeah.
I did. I cooked for a lot. Like our first Thanksgiving together, we hosted and I cooked the entire Thanksgiving meal.
You guys,
And that came out really well.
Yeah.
So that
you
was a
guys
good
know,
flex.
you guys know what
Because
we
that's
call
cooking difficult
a
stuff.
meal that really impresses a lady. It's called a pantry dropper.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Respect. Respect.
Well,
Okay.
let's
for
keep
entertaining
going.
me.
All right.
I have,
let's do
I have a
another-
real quick question. We
Yeah.
did this with a different monster. What the fuck is a cereal?
It's some.
That's the one that can't
Yeah,
lie, right?
it's like it
It's
has
like-
to answer questions with you or something.
Some weird faith thing where you gotta like trap it
It's always
Yeah, if you trap it.
or something.
yeah, and it was
Wasn't
in
the
it was in the
first
first one too when she was just a human, and they always paint this thing as like, oh my god, fucking Jesus Christ, it's the dangerous
Yeah.
ass cereal, be careful, and she's
Twice.
always managed to
2 for
trap
2.
it no
So
matter
they're
how.
like, oh, you got me
skilled
with
and, like,
another
what's the-
snare.
And this time it was
Curse
just-
you, curse breaker.
I'm starting to think the cereals really just kind of have a kink of getting ensnared and then sharing
Oh,
secrets
no.
with people, and
I'm
they're like,
all
oh
tied
no, I
up."
stepped in the
Yeah.
trap again.
It's
Please don't ask me 3 times or I'll have to answer.
Oh, no, don't spank my exposed bottom.
I don't know why that was so goddamn funny. It just
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's how the
All right.
cereal be, man. That's how the cereal
so
be.
let's do another 5. Reese. So after the mating, they accept the mating bond. They do the ritual. They go back to the
Yeah,
Illyrian
they
war
do.
camp, and apparently after you get in your mating bond, like you gotta fucking beat the shit out of things.
Oh,
So instead of just going out into public and beating the shit out of people who might look at Pharaoh wrong, he
It's just
goes
like,
and
"I'm a
beats the
blue
shit out
ball
of his best friend
stereotype."
Cassian.
Yeah.
Yo, but this is
Yeah.
what's crazy about this. Cassian knows he's mated, and he starts it with him because he knows he's gonna
Be on edge.
like have a
Yeah.
fucking roid rage like fueled attack on
Yeah.
on the town or
trying to help
something.
That's a
That's
bro.
crazy,
Trying to help his
right?
buddy get
Oh,
off.
you found. Oh, you found your mate. Now you're just like pumped full of testosterone, and you're gonna kill somebody, and that's like just normal Fae culture.
Yeah.
What's Illyrian?
So,
Oh, the mating is Fae, right? It's not Illyrian.
Yeah, I guess
I mean, Lucian just found his
that's
mate.
fair.
I think Tamlin would have probably gone through the same thing, but they weren't mates though.
Yeah, they
That's the
weren't.
thing. That's what
Wait,
what
what
makes
do you
us
feel-
different.
what do you guys
They
think
said
about
they're
that?
Mates.
Yeah, what do you think about Tamlin? Obviously now not or knowing that Pharaoh's not his mate.
Does he? Did he wind
Does
up
he?
finding that out? Did he
I
wind up
thought they,
finding
I
that
thought
out?
they were
He-
keeping that hid.
Well, but he knows that he's never
Maybe
had a
maybe
connection
they
with her.
didn't make the like ritual because they go have like a little ceremony and they do a mating ritual. They didn't let everyone know that had happened,
Right.
but they
Wait, are they
do
all
find
supposed
out.
to find their mate, or is
I don't
that
think so.
a rarity?
I think
I don't
it's a
think so.
rarity.
Yeah,
I think it's like, the fucking universe aligns if you do,
yeah.
but like it's.
Now, what would have happened if she would have married Tamlin and then found her mate? You just gotta ignore it.
Man,
I'd like to know what the Prithian rules on
Yeah.
I
that.
bet
are.
there's a law about it.
there is.
Always is.
So after they beat the shit out of each
The
other,
cauldron
they-
doesn't like divorce.
It does not.
Right.
They winnow back to Valaris and prep for meeting the Mortal Queens because, hey, guess what? The Mortal Queens are ready to talk. Then we meet with the Mortal Queens. Does not go well. But one of them did bring the half of the book that the Mortal Queens own. She leaves it behind with a little note that says, go do your thing. You got this. One of the
Use it.
queens is not...
They're
she's
not, on
sick.
the up and up.
I want.
She's
I
not on the
want
up and up.
I want a novella of the heist that the Gold Queen pulls off here,
Yeah.
where they're like, "All right, queens, we're all in agreement that we're not giving them that book, right? Yes, 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 right." And then it's like it's the Golden Queen. And she's like, "Oh, yes,
I'll be right there.
right." And they don't like bother to check the fucking most powerful artifact
Yeah.
in human possession.
Right.
And then they just like let her sneak it in under her skirts or whatever. And then
Right.
Yeah.
just like,
And
"Oops."
the last one, the other one that they found,
Oh my
Feyre
God,
could
ask
feel
you to
it
go sword in
calling
the
to
mic.
her from like she wasn't even in the underwater temple, and she could feel this thing
Right.
calling to her. The Mortal Queen winnows in, got it under her jacket in her little clutch.
'Cause
Maybe
don't
she had a
have no
Faraday
High Lord
cage around
juice.
it.
And Feyre doesn't know what the fuck's going on. She has
Yeah.
no idea. Reese did. Reese knew. That's why he didn't say anything.
Maybe her
You're just
skirt had a
waiting for her to
Faraday cage on it.
Maybe she was wearing aluminum foil skirt.
Underlings.
The new news.
Underlings.
I thought it had to be copper. Anyway.
Pantries.
Yeah. But during that exchange, they did go ahead and show them a FaceTime image of Valaris. So they know about Valaris now.
It was such a harebrained and
It's
stupid
really,
plan
yeah.
to be like, our most you want to know if we can trust us? Well, here's our most closely guarded secret.
You're in luck. We have this little orb that can't lie. And
Yeah.
we're gonna let it FaceTime with our homeland.
Yeah. Why didn't they just capture Assyria?
Right. That's easy to do.
Assyrians
I mean,
can't lie. Am
apparently.
I good? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess.
That-
Sure,
that's-
you can capture one.
See, we can come up with better ideas.
I don't think Sarah J. Moss had a team of story checkers on this particular topic because it
Maybe not.
seems like a pretty big hole.
They go back to Valaris. It gets invaded by soldiers from Highburn. One of them, I guess, is the Ator from the other book. She picks it out of the crowd and like goes and just absolutely destroys it. She
Yeah.
just
I
kills
thought we
the fuck out of
decided that the Ator was like a
Like a
race
species
of
name.
people.
it. It
Yeah.
must be because the one
Yeah, I think I thought all
The
adders looked
one-
the same.
the one from the last book did follow them right into the forest earlier in the book. And I
Seems
thought
like
that
they should just blow
I
its
thought
head
they
off there.
interrogated it, shredded his wings, and threw him into the ocean for him to drown.
No, they dropped him off at the doorstep of the.
Okay, so
of
it
the
could be
castle.
the same guy. Maybe they just all have the same name, Adder. It's like Smith, you know. They just like Mr. Adder. Hi, Mr. Adder. Mr.
As soon as
Adder.
they sign up for the Adder CIA, they change all their names to Adder.
Yes.
Adder. I barely know her. Right.
So she kills that guy, and then we start fixing up Prithian, and they plan to destroy the cauldron. They come up with the plan. Apparently, they've been coming up with the plan for a while. Miso has dropped off the call. He'll be back. We hope. So they're planning to destroy the cauldron. I do kind of like in both of the heist scenes. She doesn't spend 2 or 3 chapters planning out the heist. Her characters are competent. They've been doing this research in the background. We don't have to see them do it. I do appreciate that. It's a nice change of pace from other books that feel like I need to tell you everything that was done so I can show you how smart I am and how I would overcome this. So
right.
I will give her that. This was a little refreshing. It's different. Any more thoughts on what has happened so far?
Excuse me. No, agreed. I did this is where Feyre fucks up.
Yeah.
the Adder, right?
Yeah.
Big time.
When they attack
This
Laris.
this was a very cool
Yeah.
fight scene.
It was
was
very
pretty dope.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I really dig her whole fucking creating water enemies or water things and then freezing them and working those two
Mhm.
magics together. That's
Yeah.
that's the shit. I wish she would get a little wiser with it and start using her liquid manipulation on blood.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be
But-
dope. Like rip people's blood out of them. That'd be fucking
Well,
awesome.
here's a couple things, right?
Make
So
fucking
so
balloon
one,
animals out of it.
twice now she's like, if I could just reach this person with my healing
Right.
blood, we'd be cool. And I'm like,
just rip it out of
fucking
your arm and
cut yourself and
Yeah.
magic the shit over there like a fucking Nerf gun
Like-
of healing blood. And
like
right through the
Spider-Man that
mouth.
shit into their
And-
mouth.
Yeah, dude. And if she can just be like, and somebody, all their blood
Right,
just rips
or
from their body.
winnow your
I mean,
blood
yeah,
into
come on,
them.
why not?
Come on,
Freeze your
Sarah J.
blood.
Maas, Let's get some
Yeah.
imagination.
Whatever. Winnow all
Aren't we
of your
70%?
blood
Aren't
into
we
this
70%
person's
That's
ass.
water?
blood.
Or
Just
she
rip that
takes,
70% of
Yeah.
water out of somebody.
or they like,
Yeah.
she takes rice and spoo and like makes it into some like fucking animal, like
Mhm.
hanging there in space.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Or just make a bunch of little spoo spikes shoot out of their
You just
nuts,
see
right?
their you just see their nuts
Their
that go,
testicle-
like
Yeah.
pulling and straightening.
Yeah, and they're swinging like morning stars down there.
Oh boy.
Cum bender.
We have the jizz bender. Isn't that what we called it last time?
Yeah. That was a pretty cool fight scene. Didn't she use like water wolves? Didn't she? She
Yeah,
took
she
the
likes to make
river.
little
Yeah.
animals out of water.
She made
'cause
these
she's
wolves that
like
chased
that.
after people and tore them apart. That was pretty cool.
And then didn't she like encapsulate them and then freeze it, and it like made them fall, something like that.
Hmm.
This
Yeah.
magic takes a lot of processing power
It does.
just to like
a lot of CPU.
It doesn't seem like it
Calculating
wears
withdrawals
her
of the-
out to use it though, right? And I haven't gotten the sense of that from anyone using magic, in that it physically it's not a physical exertion, right?
Well, she got the Night Court GPU,
Oh,
so it
Well, she's
it
got
really
all
helps her.
7 of them, right? Or how many of her
Yeah.
courts there are?
Mhm.
Yeah, she's on like Starlink.
yeah.
up there. Or Spirit Link, whatever is powered by the
Yeah.
spirit jizz
Spirit
that flies
jizz,
across
yeah.
this.
I can't
Through
wait
space,
for
yeah.
the
Star jizz.
never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
That's actually what the Stargist is doing. Is traveling on that night. Is it's bringing high speed internet to Night Court.
Let's do the next chunk before the last chunk. They easily break into the castle. They go to Highburn. Easily break in. Go right
Was
to the
anybody
cauldron.
disappointed with that? I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger of a struggle.
Dude, it was
Well,
such.
yeah,
it-
That was on purpose.
I thought I had a
set
stroke
up.
because they just like.
Yeah.
And they were
Slid
just
right
there. It was
They're
like
just like
she was telling the story in like 4K resolution.
Yep.
And then it was just like, so
We're here.
anyway, now we're in Highburn at 480p, and we waltz right in, and
Well,
here we are with the
but-
cauldron,
And we're at the cauldron, and
now
I
the
have the
king's
books.
there,
And, like,
and he
whoa,
beats us in a
whoa,
fight.
whoa, whoa.
And then
And then we-
Jurian walks in.
Yeah, it's
But here's the thing
back.
that they're not smart enough to realize that if you don't meet any resistance, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they had to kill a few people, but they met no resistance.
Rhysand
should
is
have
the
had their
smartest,
hackles up.
handsomest,
Yep.
and
They
most
should've.
powerful High Lord in all of history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they didn't have TV to watch all the movies to get that,
true.
education.
That's true. She does do something weird. She puts the book together. They told her not to do that, but she's like, "Oh, but I can't." Do you think she was manipulated by the book? You think it?
The book
just
was
couldn't stand up to
literally
the
just like,
manipulation.
let us fuck,
Yeah.
let us just put us together.
And her mind, I think her mind got a little poisoned, and she's like, "Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. That sounds cool. I'll watch."
Let's do it.
She tries to say the
Claire's got
words.
a chair in her bedroom.
Yeah. She tries to say the words she's supposed to, but she can't. We don't know what those words are.
I got that one from Tate.
You got a chair in your bedroom.
That's a fun way to call someone like
that's
that, right?
that's good.
I love that
good.
boy. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good.
You might want to check his browser history. Is all I'm saying.
Or don't.
Yeah. at this
Yeah,
point.
or don't.
To
To teach him how to clear it at least.
Oh my
The
God.
mortal Jurian enters the room. This is shocking because he's been dead for 500 years. So they have used the cauldron. They brought him back to life.
Can we still call him the mortal Jurian?
I guess so.
Yeah, he's
How
supposed to
many?
be dead for 500 years. He's kind of the
Here's
immortal
the part that
Jurian
I
now.
don't quite buy. Like, he went. Part of this whole plot, because we're going to find out that the King of Highburn has trapped them all here. The whole plot has been centered around Jurian going to the mortal courts, resting on his reputation to convince them to help with all this. How many 500-year-old people could walk into anywhere here and convince people to do something? Like, do you really think he has that kind of a legendary status amongst mortals?
Imagine Christopher Columbus just like walking into the White House and being like,
Looking at the artwork, I raved with him. Is he still around?
Okay.
pardon me, but you seem to have some people of the inferior.
Oh my god. That's what would happen.
I'm
this is
not gonna
Columbus,
say
I mean,
it's so
yeah,
good.
I mean,
It's Columbus is
yeah.
being racist, and it would be
Yeah.
weird. It would be a really not charming version of
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to
Yeah.
have him here.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, you just gotta, as long as you preface, if you're like, okay, here's my impression of Columbus being racist, then you can say whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gang is trapped. The Night Court gang is trapped. They shoot Azrael with a poison arrow right in his chest. But the King of Highburn, is he Fey? You think he's Fey? I'm thinking he's Fey.
I think Highburn is Fey people.
Okay. So he is using magic to keep the poison on the arrow out of
Well,
Azrael's veins. But he's
Hyburn's main export is something that I like to call cuck stones, which are just rocks that block magic. I don't remember what they're actually called in the book.
Yeah.
So they're basically trapped in here in the big like kryptonite cuckstone prison.
Yes.
and they're supposed to not be able to get out. But yeah,
So-
Hybern is he's using the magic to keep the particles from going into Asriel's heart, like Iron
Yes.
Man.
So here's my question
Like
about
Iron
the
Man,
hybrid
yeah.
thing that I've had the entire time, not
Mhm.
just with this book, but the last one is why is he called a king and not
I think
like
in this
a
world you just
lord?
kind of get to do what you want to do.
Yeah. And see that's why it makes me think that he's not a Fae or a part of the Fae culture or something. I don't know. That just because he's called king.
Yeah,
and
I
I
think
don't
there's
know.
some history that will probably get revealed at some point. That's my guess. Like she left something kind of open for her to flesh
Yeah.
out later.
I don't think we have to overthink it. It could just be a different political system
no,
over there,
it's-
in the same way that like Scotland has its own king, or had its own king before
That's
they
one of my soft skills is
did the
overthinking.
murder stuff. I would think. I don't really know the history
I
there,
put it on
but
my resume.
yeah. So just like in Prithian, it's all lords and stuff, and then over in the Isles,
Yeah.
where the savage
it-
sea people live.
MPs, right?
Yeah. See, I want to know what the deal is with the King of Hybern as far as his like, if he has any kind of a court relation or ancestry, because the courts have different
Yeah.
powers and they all kind of look and
Yeah.
function differently because of their lineage. So does he? I mean, is this just like something outside of that, kind of like what I was talking about earlier? I guess where exploring what the Fey life is like outside of.
I would
Prithian?
say it's like the lords and stuff. They just have a fetish for seasons and times of day. So they're like, hey, we really like summer, so we're the summer court. We like winter.
Yeah, but they have different powers.
Yeah, and maybe that's how maybe they went into a sorting hat like Harry Potter, and they're like, hey, look, you could do this magic, so you belong in this court. I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
I guess I always assumed that came. Yeah, I know. I assume that came from the cauldron, at some kind of like great
Mm.
split. You know, like a Babel
Yeah.
kind of situation.
I'll be interested to see if she can make it make sense. Like why. I want to know some history of Hybern. I also, like we pointed
I
out
would like-
earlier, I want to know what the fuck's going on over in the continent.
I would like to know any distinguishing feature at all of the King of Hybern, other than that, just like he's big, bad, and cruel. I don't know what he looks like. I don't like.
It sounded like he
I
was
don't know what
a handsome mortal, but she also made him sound really old.
Oh, you have to know this person. So if you do, you're gonna really appreciate it. If not, it won't mean anything. But I pictured him as Will Forte,
That's
and that was a
dope.
lot of fun.
That's good.
Who's Will
Is that-
Forte?
I like
SNL.
that. I wonder if he got a nosebleed. So they're trapped. Tamlin, and at the end of this chapter, Tamlin and Lucian reveal themselves in the throne room. They've made a deal. Now, Tamlin made a deal with the King of
Big
Hybern. Lucian seems
dick
like
out in the
just
throne
totally
room.
lost. He's like, huh? What?
Are we
You did
the
what,
baddies?
Tamlin? Huh? And I'm like, what the fuck? dude?
You didn't tell me.
I
You
mean,
know who my father
Okay,
is?
one. Did this surprise anyone?
That Talon's a Nazi?
I thought that Tamlin was in with the King of Hybern early.
I mean, it was unexpected, but not surprising. Like, I just kind of thought, okay, he's going to show up soon. He's very absent, had a traumatic experience.
Mhm.
Surely he's going to come back at some point, you know.
Okay,
Were you surprised?
I never. Yeah, I never expected it because it doesn't make any
Well,
fucking
yeah, I
sense.
mean,
I just thought it was.
the dude spends 50 years right trying to save his kingdom, and then almost loses it like completely
Like, no,
to Amarantha, and then he's like, you know what? I think letting the King of Hybern start his war from within the Spring Court is worth getting my girlfriend back.
I'd like to go back to the
It
Amarantha
doesn't make any
days.
doesn't
but
make
the
any
war
fucking
is on the
sense at all.
human realm, isn't it? Or is it?
He's still. How does he expect that's going
I
to sit with
think
Farah?
He
He's
used
the
her-
only solution is he is
Right, I see what
evil.
you're saying.
he sees her for the object that she is now.
Poos.
And that is that she is a little bit of each of the 7 High Lords. That's all he's thinking about. Because they mentioned that to her, that
Yeah.
all the other High Lords would want to use her to breed her.
Yeah, I mean they did mention that earlier.
Yeah,
on.
that's what he want. That is
Yeah.
for me anyway. The only logical
Mhm.
conclusion here or rationale is that he
Yeah.
is evil
She's a weapon.
and that he does want
Yeah.
to breed her, and she is a weapon, and he will happily lead the charge against
Yeah.
the human realm. And nothing else makes sense. It's never. There's not like you can't rectify at all. Like his.
in love with his devilish ways next book.
Oh man, when he finds his
Mhm.
true mate.
Maybe
Officially.
Lucian is his is his true mate. And he's just in denial.
Oh, yeah.
Um
How come we haven't had any bromates?
Yes, Sarah J. What's up
come on,
with
Sarah
that?
J.
Yeah. Do you
Wake up, Sarah J. So there's a deal between Tamlin and the king to give Feyre back to him, and then the Mortal Queens show up. It's a party, man. The Mortal Queens show up, and guess who else shows up? Feyre's sisters. Because
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of Mortal Queens, I love when that one got dropped out of the
I
sky.
didn't bring that up.
That's sick as fuck.
And
That
yeah,
shit was
Yeah.
awesome.
it's crazy.
They're like, "How dare you encroach upon our land?"
Yeah.
Oh shit!
No,
her
so
eyes
I
are
thought
going
that-
up.
Spear, like a
So who do you think
statue.
killed her?
Yeah, it was awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Matter.
The,
Matter.
I think
I mean,
the
she was like dead when she was falling, right?
She was dead already.
Yeah.
She was already dead. Yeah.
yeah.
They dropped her
So
body.
my
Her eyes were, you know,
my
fucking-
interpretation
I
was
thought it specifically said that she, like, Feyre went over to her and that she saw her breathe her last breath. Like that she
Oh,
like
did
she
it?
was
That's even
moving
better.
afterwards and like gave up as she was.
I mean, like
So
she
that was the
like,
one
on
that
her
gave-
way out.
book, right?
Yes,
Okay.
the
So
golden one.
So the 4 of them have made a deal with Hybern. They found out she gave over the book. So then they told the King of Hybern about Prythian. He broke the wards that had worked for thousands of years.
Well,
He just breaks them because
so
I
about
guess
Valaris, right?
yeah. And then they give this queen over to the King of Hybern, and then his soldiers carry her in their attack and drop her on a lamppost
Something like-
as
yeah.
an act of intimidation.
Yeah.
Right. Good thing it wasn't like, miles away in another part of the city. And I'm really glad that message hit home for Feyre.
yeah, they zeroed in on exactly who they wanted to target with that.
So the reason that Feyre's sisters are there with the King of Hybern is they're going to be little test gerbils, little test hamsters for using the cauldron to turn mortals into immortals. Right? I'm not really buying
Man,
this part of the
I
story.
really
This is
lost the plot of this whole
Yeah.
situation.
So the mortal queens want to be immortal. Here's a problem though. They hate the Fae. But in order to be immortal, they have to become
a
Fae.
Fae,
So
yeah.
it's like, how are you going to go home, start ruling your mortal realms as a Fae when everyone's going to hate you? It's not going to go well for them, I don't think.
Well, I mean, if they're Fae, they're like, well, I don't fucking care. I'll just like mind break your fucking insides
Yeah.
because I have the
Yeah,
power.
I was also thinking, right? As soon as they become Fae, they should not be able to use the book,
Right. Yeah, it's no longer their book anymore. They're half.
and then some mortals would have to
Right.
give it to them,
I
right? Isn't that how that works?
I mean, but we didn't write the rules. We didn't write the laws of Prythian.
Because at that point they're Fae. At that point they're Fae, and the
What if
magic
they
rule
can't
governing
cross-
that book is that it has to be willingly
What
given
if they
to you
can't
by a
cross the
mortal, so
wall?
they shouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, there's a lot of shit they shouldn't be able to do.
So yeah, they're like, hey, the King of Hybern, in an act of good faith, I'm going to show you that this is safe and it works. So let's dunk in people that Feyre really cares about, so they live with her forever. Well, that'll show her.
Instead
That'll
of
show her.
finding,
She has to live with people she likes.
instead of finding random people to dump in, they're like, we found these 2 human bitches over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the Fae have a really different understanding of what
Yeah.
torture is to people, because book one is like, oh, I got to pay you back for killing my century or whatever. So you have to come live with me in endless bliss,
Yeah.
and servants and be rich from now on. And it's like, I'll get you back
And
for
did I
all the
mention
shit
all the
trouble you've caused
orgasms you're
me.
going to
I'll
have?
make your I'll make your sisters
That'll show
immortal
you.
as well.
Aha. They'll
And
have
they'll
longer
always
legs and pointy
be
ears.
around you.
Ha
They'll be mad and so pretty.
Yeah, even prettier.
But
Yeah.
so mad.
Yeah.
So it works. They both become immortal. And guess what? Somebody found their soulmate right
Oh
when she
my
became
goodness.
immortal.
It's a real Renesmee situation.
Oh God, you're my mate. She is no such
Yeah.
thing.
She's engaged
That's
to
what Nessa said, right?
Edward.
It's really cool how the dudes in this universe are just like, hey, the hot chick over there, she's my mate, guys. Totally.
Yeah, do the women not get to see the mate beforehand? It's always the guy. I mean,
You gotta trust the
J.
dude.
Moss is not much of
Yeah.
a feminist.
Very-
You gotta trust the
Yeah.
dude. It's his call.
I don't feel like
You're my, hey,
my mate,
you're my
trust me.
mate.
I don't
trust
feel
me.
like
Well, it'll work
the
out.
four of us
It'll work out.
should be gatekeeping who's a feminist.
They
I
call
think
my
she's. I
sister.
think she's going the wrong direction in history here. I think I'm allowed to say
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna backtrack. At any point in this series, now it was 2 years ago that we read the first one. Was it ever explained to Feyre the importance of a mate, or is that something she just magically knew when someone mentioned, "Hey, that's your mate"?
Yeah, I was trying to
I
recall
think
that
there was
myself,
something
I
in
didn't
the
remember
first
that
book
happening.
Think so?
about. Yeah,
About a mate?
That's
How
what
serious
I-
it
can't
is?
point. I can't point. Yeah,
Okay, because it felt like it came out of nowhere.
yeah. I remember something about like there's a difference between like having a wife and like having your mate, and like
Okay.
if you find your mate, like again,
I
like
sure hope it
first
was
fucking
explained.
lines or something like that
Yeah.
for you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Remember
Somewhere.
when Tamlin was like, no, there's never been a high lady. There is no high lady. I can't
that pays
make a
off.
high lady even if I
That's-
wanted
yeah.
you to.
That pays off.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, it looks like Tamlin mentions that in book one that the High Fae primarily marry, but if blessed, they will find their mate. They're equal and matching.
Okay. Cool.
And she's not his equal or match in every way. She's
Yeah.
better
She is. She
in
is.
every way.
So we're getting into the end game here. This is the last 4 chapters. Feyre has an idea. She acts like she's broken a spell and that Reese put her under, and she's like, "Oh, where am I? Tamlin! Oh, Tamlin!" And she runs to him and acts like she loves him and that all of this was fake. And she asks for her bond. Remember, she's got this tattoo on her left hand. She asks for the bond to be broken. So the King of Hybern breaks it. Even though it can't be broken, he breaks it. We're just rule breakers here.
Yeah. Wards used to mean a lot more to me in
Yeah.
fantasy fiction than they do.
Because
now
they
in this
work
book.
until they don't.
They work.
Yeah.
They work until
supposed to
Feyre
always
gets
work.
involved, and then she just breaks
Yep.
them.
There's many wards getting broken.
Right.
Just
and
every
thrown
single
down
one of them.
Yes,
She's
in
like,
this book.
oh, and anyway, it was really
Everywhere.
hard to break.
Well,
the ward,
remember-
but I did it.
The attack on Valaris, they broke the wards of the city. Where was she going?
Yeah.
She was going to go to the townhouse that
Well-
was warded, but it was safe. Those were safe wards. No,
Wait,
put the safe
Valaris-
wards. on the
Yeah,
whole
yeah. And
city.
then
Are you saying?
and Tamlin's house was warded and Reese broke
because
it.
he
we
did it by the
saying-
rules. He did it by the
Are we
book.
certain that
Exactly.
Valaris wasn't an inside job?
I don't trust Azrael, man.
I'm just saying the only
Don't
person
trust
we
that
ever
bitch.
see breaking any wards is Feyre. And what do you know? The wards get broken. And suddenly there's a bunch of adders at your door. And you know who has
shit. She was missing
a
the red
long
rocket.
history with the adder?
Feyre.
Feyre.
Maybe that's her soulmate.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. I want to see the story
Adder is her soulmate.
from his perspective.
Ooh.
I want to know a novella about the adder.
Villain's
From the
perspective.
villain's perspective.
Yeah. No one's done that.
I've never heard of it before.
So yeah, the bond is broken. She leaves with Tamlin. But guys, the Night Court got her hint, and they winnowed out because she distracted and took down the wards of Hybern. Ha ha! And so they grab her sisters and escape. So her sisters are safe.
Walk me back real quick.
Yeah.
What was she drops Rhysand a hint.
Yeah.
She's
Do their
trying
bond.
to.
And what was that hint?
It's basically get out of here, run. I've disabled the wards. Keep my sisters safe.
But she like references something. She gives him like a code word that's like, just like we did back in Prague.
You know the safe word, rhinoceros.
Okay, so we don't remember what she was referencing, but somehow that was supposed to tell Rhysand
Yeah.
to just like follow my lead.
Yeah, I
'Cause I'm
remember that she was saying something about playing along.
Right.
Yeah.
So then her plan is they're backed into a corner. The King of Hybern's gonna do what to him? Kill him?
Yeah.
But she's able to break the wards, and she creates a distraction by
She becomes a burst of
attempt.
light. She becomes a burst of light, and everyone's like, "Oh God, it's so bright!" And then she like hacks the system. She puts her hacker jacket on, and she hacks.
Yeah.
She hacks into the mainframe of the wards,
Yeah.
and she brings them down.
Uh-huh.
And they were so distracted from the light show she put on. It's like at the end of Beauty and the Beast when the light came out of his fingertips. It was like that.
So what she's trying to do is cover for the fact that she hacked the mainframe. That's why she's going back with Tamlin. I don't understand why she didn't like. I don't understand why this whole ruse about going back with Tamlin had to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think if she would have fought, that she was going to go back with Tamlin no matter what. It sounds like if she would have fought it and gone kicking and screaming, then they were going to kill
The girls.
They were going to kill the Night Court people
Mm-hmm.
because of what they did to her. But that doesn't make sense because
I'm just thinking. I think I'm right with you. Where it's like, okay, we tricked everybody, and the trick is everyone's distracted long enough for every single person that I need to winnow away, except
but
for
why
me.
didn't they take her too?
Why couldn't she like jet it over to grab like Reese's
Right.
hand or something? And they all
she
jet-
also had
get
to
out together.
coordinate that to simultaneously, because there wasn't a scene where they were all just like poof, they winnow out, and then everybody's standing there. So
With
it's
their
like
hands on their
Feyre and
wings.
Lucian,
Yeah.
and everybody's standing there like, oh, where'd they go? Right? That scene doesn't happen. So it's like Feyre just is back at the Spring Court now. So do they? I don't know if they
Yeah.
winnowed out at the same time,
No, it might have been
and
a
they don't like
couple
seem
minutes later.
seem to know that they got away, or maybe I really wasn't paying a lot of attention.
It sounded like there was kind of a deal to let them go. She was like, "No, I was under a spell. They didn't
Oh, you
just let him go."
But the
Just let
deal
my
was
friends
between
go.
fair, like she was asking the Hybern King to let him go, right?
Yeah.
But then she ends up going. Like I would think she would
See-
stay at Hybern as like a hostage switch or some shit.
Well, they're
like that.
about to use the Spring Court as a loading ground for their
Right.
invasion.
I think Tamlin's price was you got to break this bond
Yeah,
from Rhysand. But
but he
Dude, the
doesn't
funny-
know.
the fucking funniest thing happens in the whole book, where she's got just like two like shoulder length gloves on,
Yeah.
right? That cover
What's
the
going on?
tattoos on her two hands. And
Yeah.
she's like, all right, fine, break the bond. And
They do.
on broken off of her one hand, and then she's
Yeah.
like, and they'll never figure out that I secretly got this hand tattooed as well. And so she just
Mhm.
conspicuously just is like doing a Michael Jackson
Yes.
with the shoulder length glove.
That was so
Yeah.
stupid. Like you could have been, if it was a concern, you could have been tattooed
Yeah.
literally anywhere else
Yeah.
on your body.
Badge.
Why does it have to be like on
Well,
my,
here's
under my arm? Get a tramp
She-
stamp.
Feyre, there was some like fourth wall lying here, because in her through her eyes, we hear her trying to talk to Rhysand and failing. Okay, because the
Was she failing,
king.
or was he just not picking up the message?
No, she said she could feel the wall that the king had put up. The
Oh, you
had
And
mean
put
it
up
this is
wasn't
after
a
she
wall
got
of
to the
adamant
spring
that it usually is.
It wasn't the wall of adamant. It was a different wall.
This is
because
when
the
she's
king
in the
put it
spring
up.
court, correct?
No.
Although I think-
This is when she's in the king's court.
Okay.
She tries to
Like-
talk to Rhysand and say, "Leave. I've disabled the wards. Go."
Right,
and it's
right,
not
okay.
getting through. And it's like, for whose benefit, other than to fool the readers, is that? There's no other reason, unless she thinks that the King of Hybern is tapping the lines and trying to listen. But then it's like, well, you're giving up the game. Like you're giving up the game. You by doing that, you're telling him that you're not under, like, you weren't under a spell. Like outwardly, you're saying, "Oh, I was under spell. Oh, the Night Court tricked me. Boo-hoo." But then in your mind, you're like, "Hey, get out. I did everything." If the king is seeing all that, then he's like, "Well, then she wasn't under a spell, you fucking idiot." Like,
I don't think the king does see that. I think it's just
Okay.
that the magic is
it is-
blocked and she can't like get
but
through
she
it.
has this other bond now, so she can talk through it,
I don't think
because they don't know about that bond. So
Right.
they don't know to guard against it.
Right.
I think that
Or you think that's a blanket block?
the cuck stones, I think they just are a blanket block on like
Okay.
magic generally. But it is weird because Feyre can like just overpower them. Like she just works around them or whatever because she's too powerful for them or something.
It's magic.
But
So-
yeah, my understanding was that she actually did want him to take the sisters and leave, and she was actually trying to communicate. Although what I thought was weird is that I feel like typically when she talks about a wall of adamant, she's talking about her own wall, and I want to say Rhysand's wall is made out of like onyx or something like that. So I was very confused when she said that there was no adamant to be found, but I think that's probably nothing. I may just be misremembering how it's talked about.
You guys ever look up like one little question you're wondering about a book series and then see a spoiler for like the
whole
end of book
series, yeah.
5? I'm not gonna read them all, but who knows? Maybe in 2035 we'll finish this last one.
So, let's finish up.
Y'all.
They all go home. Rhys is back in the Night Court, and he's like, "Okay, good. I made her the High Lady of the Night Court. She'll be my spy, and we're gonna know everything that they're gonna do. We're gonna win the war." And then Feyre's back at the Spring Court again. Over under, how many pages do you think it's gonna be before she has to finally take the glove off? Like zero pages. 0 pages.
Zero.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, Tamlin. It's like the mask. It's like the mask that you used to have glued to your
Okay.
face. I can't
Yeah.
take it off.
No, I've got all kinds of problems with this situation,
I'm hoping.
and I need you guys to tell me if they're valid.
What's
or
that
not.
Jennifer Lopez movie where she gets real
Wedding
she's
Planner.
real hardcore and like kills her abuser?
Oh.
The
Wedding
wedding
Planner.
planner. I hope she gets she goes that, and I hope she basically just like walks into the Spring Court and like, oh yeah, Tamlin. Oh, I'm just so happy to be home. Avada Kedavra!
Exactly. Yeah, she could and she should.
You know what I'm saying?
Here are the problems I have with this whole situation of now she's the High Lady, and they're like married, right?
It's more than they're like super.
That's what that means,
They're
right?
super
They're
married.
married.
I think.
They're super
her and
married,
Rhysand
correct?
you're talking
Okay.
about.
Right.
They're
Yes.
married.
There are all kinds of laws of Prithian that we have encountered that are in regards to someone else's like
Mhm.
wife. Are those just gone? They don't matter if like is it like an ignorance
See-
is bliss kind of thing? Because I thought they were magically
Yeah.
governed laws.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that she was. See, when they were in with the King of Hybern, I thought she was kind of tapping into that week or month of rage with Rhysand, and was like, "Oh, Tamlin, I still love you," like trying to ping Rhysand's whatever this fucking roid rage period is, and that he was just gonna go fucking nuclear and like save everybody. I thought that's what was happening when she was like trying to be like, "Oh, I never wanted to be there with Rhys."
Now that you're saying she just didn't think outside the box enough, right? She should have just started blowing him
Oh yeah,
right
I
in
mean,
front of the court
because
of
it had only
Hybern.
been like a day or two. I mean, he still got at
That'd
least
re-
fucking.
That'd really piss
Yeah.
Rhysand off. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rhysand is a real liability in the sort of state that he's in.
There was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, based on just some of the laws we know, Rhysand should very easily be able to go to the summer court or all the other courts and be like, "Hey, Tamlin took my wife. We have to unite and go
Yeah.
to war against him,
And
and
it
you
wasn't
have to
just my
join."
wife; it's the the fucking.
She's
Yeah,
the High
she's my
Lady of
mate.
the Night Court, and
My
by our
mate.
laws, no matter what, you have to go help me get her back. And now it's 6-on-1 as far as courts of High Fae against the Spring Court.
to a Christian.
That's correct, right?
So what, a Christian?
What was that? Religious trauma ASMR.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
that'd be cool.
I don't remember how we rated the first book. That was 2 years ago. I could try and go look it up. Do you-
11
I bet it was about.
Do you want me to do
that?
feels about right. No.
Do you all have ratings
No, I
for
think
this
that-
book?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's our system?
Yeah. Spit
Let's
one
go
out.
out of 10.
How many legs of the cauldron out of 10?
Yep.
That's all we can come up with.
Yeah.
No, how many? I mean, traditionally, if we're
How
going
many
with our official
splats?
nomenclature system, it's how many times did they roll
How-
and then, hey,
Splats
after
of
they
that
accept-
stuff that fell out of the sky.
after they accept the mating bond.
Out of 10 Prithian units of measurement or Illyrian units of measurement, how long is your wingspan for this book?
Wingspan.
Uh,
The length of it.
out of,
Average 6 inches.
well, if we're doing out of 10,
I give it I give it 6 inches.
Yeah. 6 out of 10 for Ken.
Six inches feels about like the right length.
the problem.
It's a really I'll stick with it's really good world building, and it's a I think a fun story ruined by poor execution
Yeah.
of the written form.
My problem
fair.
is there was just a lot of variation along the way. Like when I first started, it was probably like a 3, and then like right there towards the end, it was like up at 8. So there's like, I don't know. I guess if I had to average out, there's going to be a huge standard deviation. I guess I'd do probably 6 as well. I mean, I hate to, I can't give it a 7 because most of it was not above. It's just too much. It's too weighted, mathematically weighted on the low end of that spectrum.
Yeah. Well, and you guys, Misa Hornet and Yukon Job you nailed it perfectly. Like for me, when you're saying how much the ending of the book was rushed, and that's a lot of what I'm talking about when I say it was ruined. The form ruined the book because there's just way too much time given to things that like don't matter or you don't give a shit about. They're just incredibly extrapolated upon, and then the important things in the book that are
Oh, this
interesting.
happened next.
It's like you just zip zap right past them.
Yeah, they could have
Anyway,
easily
Blake, let's
they
hear
could
your
have
4.
easily cut out several MacGuffins and spent
Yeah.
a lot of time doing something interesting at Highburn Castle.
And was anybody miffed that none of the MacGuffins really mattered in the end?
Like, which
I
one?
was I've been
That
miffed.
Hybern pretty much had everything he
I've been
wanted
miffed
already.
about everything
Yeah, he was like,
pertaining to the MacGuffins since they started.
yeah, I was fine.
Yeah.
Like everything was cool. You didn't have to do anything, and I was still gonna win. And now I get a win still.
Clear.
He's like, you fucking dummy!
Yeah.
I had the cauldron. Do
Yeah.
you guys know what this thing is?
Have you
Maybe-
seen this?
I've got handcuffed to the bedpost over here.
So we got a 6 for Ken. Did I miss someone else's rating?
I'll go with 6.
6 for Bob.
6.
I'll rip off a 6 as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go 5.
Oh, Yukon, you party stupid.
I'm not a big fan of the. Dingle, what you said a few episodes ago really stuck with me. This book seems to be written by the seat of her pants,
Mhm.
and I don't think that it's it seems very like purposeful. A lot of it, like there is a lot of relying on MacGuffin chasing. We're 2 books in. We still got big questions about like how the fuck this world is structured, and what's governing it.
You didn't get enough.
I have those questions about our same world that we live in.
That's
You
true.
didn't get enough law talk in this book, Yukon.
true.
Is that what you're saying?
No, there's plenty of law talk. I just want to know who the fuck writes them.
No, I'll tell you what though, it's really interesting how she, from your perspective, fucked the second half of the book up for you, because at the end of the first half of the book, you actually referred to her as the Weaver
Oh.
because of how
That was
well she
because of
wove the story
one.
together.
That was because
And
of
by
what was it? The
Yeah, she tied something together really well. But the point, the sentiment is there that you thought at that point you felt she ties stories together really well, and by the end you're like, she fucked it up. And
no.
flagged
I
for
was
the seat of her pants.
what I said was still in jest because it was about that fucking water nymph lady. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay. I don't always
Okay.
listen when you say things.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it was okay. I, if we can choose to continue to read them, I'll read them. We own the other books, so I will probably read them at some point if we decide not to. It's just not like I'm dying to know what happens next.
I could see myself looking at the Wikipedia page for it. I'm interested, but I don't want to fucking 3 more. Is that what's left?
I know. I was like,
3 more,
I
it's
am,
half
and then I'm not.
books.
Like, I read that one spoiler a moment ago, and it said something about Nesta that I was just like, fucking eye roll, dude.
My wife is in book 4.
Guess what? It's about
Yeah,
power level.
my wife is in book 4 right now, and she can't bring herself to finish it. She's so frustrated with
Okay.
Nesta as a character. So I'm not sure if
I was-
I'm not
okay,
sure which.
I'm just gonna share it with you
Okay.
guys because you don't care. The very this isn't the spoiler but it said after she gets her powers from the cauldron, she becomes even more powerful than the King of Highburn, and I was like, fucking
Yeah.
what the fuck are we talking about? Why?
Well, so they did. I mean, they kind of hinted at that when she was made, right?
She got a
Because
little
She,
extra-
she
just
did.
so
They didn't say
because-
it was kind of different.
Because she
Yeah.
pointed at him when she went under the water, and she was kicking and
Oh.
screaming the whole time. So that made her really powerful.
Yeah, the cauldron likes the cut of her jib.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's all it takes.
This one
This
has
one's
the
got
fun.
moxie, boys.
Yeah.
Moxie, that's a good one. That's a good word, man.
Yeah.
there we
Anybody got any funny reviews from online? I do have some I want to share real quick.
Oh, I forgot about
Oh, I forgot
Guys, here's
about
mine.
Oh, let me
those.
search.
I
We
got
doing
here, I
this?
got 2 1-stars I want to share. These are from Goodreads. This is all caps.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read 626 pages of Faye Dick, so DNF for now.
Okay, nice. This did
And
not finish.
It is really funny how little actual smut there is in these books that are known to be
Yeah.
smut books.
it. Yeah.
Uh,
It's literally like 2
Rhysand-
chapters of boning in this whole book.
Rhysand discovers women have a brain and can think for themselves! Exclamation point. Literally invented feminism. OMG woke feminist king. 1 star.
All right.
Guys,
Okay.
no fucking joke. Amazon has
Yeah.
245,000 global ratings. 0 of them are 1
Bullshit.
star. 0 of them
2-star,
are
yeah.
2 star.
Bullshit.
That no,
Whoa.
That's
None.
fixed. Here's
it's gotta be.
It won't even let you.
I've
click
got
on
I've got
it.
2 of them.
That's crazy.
This is from. I always go to Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble has.
Saturday Moss
let's
is
see,
blowing somebody at Amazon.
About 350, and 2 of these are 1 stars. So first one says painful. I would not recommend this series. Super slow and does not need to be as big as it is.
Name of your sex tape.
I will not be continuing
Wait,
the
that's not a
series.
burn.
The other one, the title is Mist and Fury, and the comment is "Fat chick bangs a demon." It's hilariously inaccurate. When does that happen? Did I skip a chapter?
Oh my god!
I didn't see any demons
Wrong
or any
book,
fat
man.
chicks.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Here's one. This is an Amazon. This is pretty short. It said,
reader type. I can't be categorized! Exclamation point.
Uh,
I don't know. What
"This
that
is a title is
Anyway.
okay, but didn't need 600 pages." The review is, "These books are all right, but they take way too long to get to the point. Also, Feyre is so annoying." Which, yeah, I think we all agree.
I-
Pages missing.
Boys, I don't have a 1 star. I don't have a 1 star review, but I did find this among the like other stuff you may like. This is a story by Annabelle Winters, and the title of the book is Jacking Jill.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god!
Here's one.
Oh, what is this? Oh, you're sharing an image.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Hold on.
I'm sharing the screen. Jacking Jill.
Oh,
there.
my God.
Oh boy!
It looks like Dwayne the Meth Johnson.
The
Dwayne the
meth.
Crack Rock.
The crack rock Johnson. It does.
Yeah, it doesn't get. There's not a better description than that. Dwayne the Crack Rock Johnson. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, well, this is crazy. On Goodreads, it has 15,000 1-star reviews.
Wow.
But that's still less than 1%.
What is happening?
It has 2 million 5-star reviews, 500,000 4-star reviews.
That's nuts.
That's a lot of bugs. I hope Sarah J. Maas has a lot of money.
She has to, right? You'd think so.
Yeah.
In this economy,
I mean, I guess that's the kind of review breakdown you can expect, though. If you have, I mean, I'll consider this kind of a niche book, and it panders to your audience. So they're going in. It's like an echo chamber of people who are going to like your book. So I mean, I can see not very many negative reviews happening out of that. I mean, how many people are like us choosing
Right.
to read this book?
Not many.
Yeah.
Not many. I mean, I kept seeing these books.
I wonder if they have this on Focus on the Family reviews. Hold on.
I kept seeing this book like as a recommended read, and I was like, man, those covers look kind of cool, you know.
the cover art is
And
great.
I everything I read about it was just kind of like, you know, if it's your thing, it's cool, but like, it's not really the best. And I get that now. So this bird on the front, is that supposed to be Rhysand holding the ring from his mother?
I'm really confused about why the wings are membranous,
You think
because
they're bird feathers?
no, well, not
Mammalian.
exactly, but I feel like it seems like the original character concept for Rhysand was supposed to be a bird.
I thought it was birdie.
Like where Tamlin's like a dog or a lion or something spirit, but then like early on it talks about like dark wings and talons for Rhysand
Yeah.
a whole lot. But I and maybe it talked about the membranous wings as well, but I'm like, I really felt like because of the bird on the cover and because of the Talon talk, that I really thought Rhysand's thing
Mhm.
was going to be more bird centric, and it seems to
Yeah.
be more bat.
Maybe it was supposed to be, and birds just weren't resonating with the 38-year-old
Yeah.
women as well.
wasn't playing well.
Wasn't bad
Yeah,
enough, you know.
It was probably like Sarah J. Moss went out to dinner with her 5 horniest friends, and she was like, "So I'm kind of thinking about like maybe making him kind of a bird guy, maybe making him kind of a bat guy." And 4 of the 5 friends are like bat guy, and they just like,
Okay.
Yeah.
she just discovered that apparently there's like a horny bat people is like a chord that needs to be struck. Because it seems to be popular. Seems to be very sexualized. The Bat Boys among the fans of this book.
Yeah, Bat Boys is a theme.
Muscle bound, tribal tattoo, twink bird boys.
So Ken, was that spoiler in the? Was that on the cut? Like one of the jacket off?
Yeah, it's in the AI generated explanation of what I
Okay.
looked for.
There is like a shorter novel. It's only 300 pages.
Weak.
I'm wondering if I can share a video and if you guys could hear it. I kind of want to try.
I'll let you know.
Can we give it a shot
Are
here?
we gonna get DMCA'd?
What are we doing
I
here?
don't know.
Is it the video of you singing about STDs?
No, it's not. Also share audio. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it.
Yep. Sounds like ass.
Sometimes
But I can hear it.
dragons stare and all in the news. Sometimes there's a dinosaur. Sometimes there's 4 or more. Sometimes it's just a tiny girl with a shadow daddy rocking her world. Fairies fucking, reeling all day. Sexy fairies with big bat wings, please carry me away.
That's good.
All right. Yeah, I don't know who I can. I don't know that shadow. I just saw it earlier. Hey, that was. It's gone.
All
There we go.
right.
Cool. We'll probably get DMCA'd
Yeah.
for that. But I see people sharing and stitching
Don't
all the
worry.
time.
I think you pretty well scrambled the audio, so they'll never be able to find it.
Oh, was it pretty bad? Just look up TikTok fairies fucking, and you'll get the
It
good.
was,
full
I mean, I
picture.
could hear the gist of it, but it was like it was passed through a hard crunch filter.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Man, that's another one of those things where I'm like, how do just every single fucking person in the world know how to do this but us? And no one has any trouble with this. Every time I watch videos, people are like, hey, well, let's check out this video from YouTube. And it's just perfectly replicated on your screen, audio and everything. Is it just taking a lot more effort? Are they not really doing that? Are they like editing it out in Premiere and shit?
I
No,
have
they're
no
not.
idea.
There's no way.
I don't think so. I mean, they're all live streaming. We need to get an AI producer is what we need. That's the technology that needs to come down the pipe next.
How about a
Just like automatically go in, adjust your
Yeah.
levels.
how about an AI to do my job for
things
me
up.
so that I can
enhance.
not
Careful what you
work
wish for.
but still make the money?
Yeah, I
There,
want an
yeah,
AI
that's
to
the rub.
do my job for me that only I know about. That's what I want.
I'd say if a company replaces you with AI, then they give you lifetime pension. That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
We're gonna need a law that says that
Fairies
very soon.
fucking,
Yep.
Fairies
vampires
fucking.
too.
Well, fellas, happy to go from Fae to vampire.
Oh yeah.
I got one casting
it.
for you.
Do
Ready
it.
for it? This is my casting for Azrael. Nope, not that one. I don't know if you might have to do something, Ken.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
shared
hang
my
tight.
screen.
You're supposed to give me a yeah. Here we go. Bang. Oh yeah, damn, nice.
Who's that? Resand?
I don't know why.
Az-
Azrael. Nope,
Okay.
Azrael. For some reason, it was like Cassian is in my head canon. Resand is a human person with
Yeah.
wings. Cassian, human person with wings. Azrael,
Nah.
Fucking troll with wings.
Yeah.
bat guy with a courier cap on for
Yeah.
some reason, and I have no idea why. That's just what he is.
I got one. I have Cassian as Wes Chatham. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He plays Amos
I'm about.
in The Expanse.
Oh, nice. I was like,
Hey-
man, that sounds familiar.
Hey, keep your screen up. You want to keep your screen up and show these people? Blake?
Yeah.
The only character that I really
Uh-huh.
associated with a known actor is I always had, and I, again, my deal with actors. The dude that plays Loki, he was Resand in my mind
Oh, Tom
every
Hiddleston?
fucking time. Like that's
Mhm.
Pretty good looking.
yeah, because it was. I think he had black hair, right? Long black hair. I think that's what did it.
Yep.
Yeah. He could do
He
it.
could be him.
Okay,
Throw
I've
some
got-
wings on that. Yeah.
I've got a jury in for you.
Okay.
Ed Screen. That's SKR.
SKEIN. Skeen.
For Jurian. Pretty good.
Y'all have seen this
Looking
character.
on one.
awfully white.
Oh.
Can I click on one?
See a
Yep,
theme
sure.
here.
Is Jurian supposed to be not white? Why am I always missing?
No,
this?
I'm
I
not.
thought
I'm
was
not
I could see
saying
him being
anything.
Jurian.
Just saying we're on.
I don't
a
know
hot
what this
streak.
guy's from though.
Yeah.
He
See
does
it?
a lot of villain work. I think what you're most likely have seen and recognized him in would be, and recently if you saw Rebel Moon, he was the main
Oh,
villain
okay.
in
Yeah,
that.
I've seen that.
And then also he was the primary villain in the first
He's
Deadpool
very
movie.
Okay.
Nazi-ish looking.
Yeah, I'd suggest Rebel Moon if you haven't seen it. That's
I watched the
Snyder's Netflix universe movie.
I've not read, but I watched the first couple of
Click
episodes.
click on one of those with him with long hair.
Nah.
Game of Thrones action.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's a
Cool.
badass.
What's wrong?
Who's got a favorite? I've seen somebody say Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh,
Feyre?
Cast. Yeah, but I could see like a Florence Pugh.
Oh, I was
Way
thinking
better.
Maybe she's Florence Pugh and she turns into Anya Taylor-Joy.
I was thinking the
So-
girl. It's another Game of Thrones actor. She's the one that winds up marrying Joffrey. Natalie Dormer.
Oh, okay.
Natalie
Yeah, I know who you're
Dormer.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking her for Feyre.
Better still. It's your favorite
Yeah.
picture here.
Yeah.
All right, somebody give me a Tamlin.
Gary Coleman.
So this is
Yes!
this is funny. I think almost
Oh, so that would be who played him in the live action? Ed.
It's a guest on.
Yeah,
almost
there he is.
all of
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could picture this, I think, but I think it's Elliot in Stardew Valley. That's who I think of
Yeah,
for Tamlin.
yeah. And wait, this is okay. His name's
Luke
Luke.
Evans.
What's his whole name?
Luke Evans,
Luke.
I know
Evans,
that
yeah.
name.
Dude, he'd be a great Tamlin.
for sure.
No one fucks like Gaston. No one
Uh,
sucks like
you know who would be a
Gaston.
great?
No one can bust a big nut like Gaston.
You know who'd be a
What?
great Sand.
Oh, really? Rob Lowe? Is that
This is the man that I've always thought is the
No.
hottest man on earth.
Oof.
who is that?
His name's
That's-
Matt Bomber.
Okay.
He was in Magic Mike
Nah.
and Magic Mike
Yeah, I
2.
know. It looked like Rob Lowe on the smaller ones.
He looks like
Alright.
like skinny Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's
I was
big.
gonna say Henry Cavill.
Would
Cavill.
would
Villain.
smash either of those dudes.
Okay.
Let's I've got Idris Elba for
Yeah. Who do y'all
For
got
Lloyd
for the
Beckett.
Weaver?
I'm still on this grind where the Weaver's just a giant spider. I'm not casting a person for the Weaver.
I get who's the
Oh my
evil
God.
lady in Emperor's New Groove? What's her name?
Becky, who's the bad lady in Emperor's New Groove?
Is she like a? I was thinking this Little Mermaid.
But that's who I'm thinking. That skinny old lady.
yeah, the poison.
Yeah.
Poison for Cusco.
Cusco's
Cusco's poison.
I love that guy. I lose my shit when I'm watching that, and he's talking.
It's not important. Not important. Thank you.
Anyway, well, guys, it's getting
All right, can I
late.
stop sharing my screen for you guys? See all
Okay,
the-
what about
all the I watch?
I was gonna say what about Cara Delevingne for the fish people?
No, canceled. Oh, pretty good fish people.
I
though.
need Taylor Joy for Fish People.
Oh, she's canceled. Was she like an anti-Semitic or something?
No,
she's
I think
just-
she's just kind
took
of
a
she's just
guess
like
based
a
on what she looks
twisted
like.
piece of the deal. That's the way I understand it, but I mean I don't know. It's not my good book says I
You
shouldn't be
could
spreading gossip, so I'm gonna.
You could be canceled just for being a dick.
Yeah.
The whole country's
I don't
run
know.
by dicks right now.
Yeah, get promoted.
Yeah.
All right,
no
you
doubt.
can't said it's late, and I have to pee
late.
super bad.
Good to
So-
see y'all.
Okay,
I'll
agree,
go away.
everybody.
Boy.
Bye.